For the first time since 2012, the Tampa Bay Rowdies are in the playoffs, and it all starts tonight at Al Lang Stadium against FC Cincinnati. One of these teams will move on, and the other season will come to an end. It's the Rowdies versus FC Cincinnati in the Eastern Conference Quarterfinals tonight in St. Petersburg, and your live Rowdies pregame show starts right now. A beautiful evening for a playoff match here in St. Petersburg. Hello everyone and welcome to your Rowdies pregame show. The Rowdies are in the playoffs for the first time since 2012, and tonight they look to take the first step towards lifting the 2017 USL Cup. The 3-seed Rowdies are hosting the 6-seed FC Cincinnati tonight at Al Lang Stadium. I'm your host, Heather Donnelly, and joining me here at the desk is color commentator Lee Godfrey. We'll also check in with Rowdies play-by-play man Mike Pepper a little bit later in the show. Lee, this is a big one. The playoffs are here at Al Lang Stadium.
Yeah, how exciting is this? The first time in 5 years that they go to the postseason after 32 regular season games. The Rowdies find themselves in the third spot, and after beating OCB 2-0 in Orlando to earn that home playoff game, it's going to be fantastic atmosphere in front of the home fans here at Al Lang Stadium.
Absolutely. Well, here's a look at the playoffs bracket. 16 teams total making the playoffs, 8 from each conference. And last night we already had 2 teams punch their tickets to the conference semifinals. A little shakeup in the Western Conference.
Yeah, here's the East right now. 4-0 Louisville beating Bethlehem last night, so they'll play the winner of either Rochester or Charlotte. That game is going on right now, and there you see the other side of it. When everything is finished tonight, we'll know who goes through between either Charleston, New York Red Bull 2, the Rowdies, and FC Cincinnati. And in the West, there was a big upset last night. The Real Monarchs, the #1 seed in the West, are done. Sacramento knocked them off, so we're seeing upsets aplenty already in the USL playoffs.
Well, the playoffs are different than the regular season because tonight's game can't end in a draw. So here's what will happen if we're tied up after 90 minutes. First, the teams will play 2 15-minute halves of extra time, which must be played in their entirety. There won't be any golden goal situation tonight. Then if we're still tied, the match will be decided from the penalty spot. The shootout is a best-of-5 series, and if the match is still tied after 5 rounds of PKs, the shootout will continue in a sudden death format. And now's the point in the show where we usually discuss the injury report, but there is no injury report for the Rowdies tonight. A great thing heading into this point of the season.
Yeah, how good is that? Because the Rowdies have been dogged by injury throughout the regular season, and finally, this is where you want to be as healthy as you can be as a team heading into the playoffs, and they certainly are getting all the bodies back, leaving Stuart Campbell with a lot of player selection and depth on the bench tonight.
Well, speaking of Stuart Campbell, earlier tonight, play-by-play announcer Mike Pepper chatted with him, so let's hear their conversation.
Coach, well, the 32 games of the regular season, throw it out. It gave you the third positioning, and you were able to achieve that the home match with the results against San Antonio and Orlando. One game knockoff here. How does the team react?
Yeah, like I said, we're all really excited. Like I said, we had a good regular season, and like I said, the most important thing that we wanted was a home game in the playoffs. We achieved that. Now we have to go out there tonight and win.
The team that went out against Orlando and got that home result, you're going to give them another chance here. And when you get into that, your team is really healthy. But the fact that these group of guys got you the result, it's good to go with them.
Yeah, like I said, we've been in a good run of form as of late. Like I said, everybody that's come in and played, they've done really well. They've really taken an opportunity. So it was a real tough team selection tonight. I had a couple of hard decisions to make, a couple of sleepless nights, if I'm honest. But I've got to be fair to the guys. Like I said, they put in a really good performance last week in Orlando, and they deserve the opportunity to go again.
This year against Cincinnati, tied on the road and got a win at home, but it's been about 3.5 months, and you played them. What challenges do they bring?
Yeah, they're a very good team, very dangerous team. They've got some really good attacking players, so we're going to have to be on our guard from a defensive standpoint, because as you look at their stats, they score a lot of goals, and as they showed in the Open Cup, in one-game scenarios, they're up there with the very best of them. So we have to be on guard against that.
Coach, best of luck tonight.
Thank you.
Lee, Heather, back to you.
Thanks, Mike. Earlier this week, we also caught up with midfielder Marcel Schaefer and defender Neil Collins. Let's hear what they had to say ahead of tonight's playoff match.
I can't wait for my first playoff game. It's my first experience, so I think LA was a really fortress for us. The support of the fans was amazing, so we are really looking forward. We want the city to be proud of us, and yeah, we want to come as far as possible.
It's been a lot of build-up, you know, not just this week, but probably for the last few years. Everything that Mr. Edwards has done, and the manager, coaching staff, people behind the scenes. So this is the kind of moment for them. Hopefully we can go out, produce the performance, and then get the result, and then just build from that.
When you're a professional athlete, especially for these moments, you live, you work for that, and we are happy to be on Saturday here to play in an elimination game against Cincinnati.
I'm looking forward to it. I can just tell how excited everyone around the area is about it. The amount of people that have mentioned to me about coming to the game, that aren't necessarily huge soccer fans, but I think the fact that we've been successful is starting to draw them to Al Lang.
It will be a tough game for sure. Cincinnati is a tough team, strong players, but we are a good team too, a very good team, and we have our targets, we have our goals, and we want to come as far as possible. We have a home advantage, so that's what we want to do. We want to win this game, and I think we can be confident.
We heard it from Stuart Campbell there. A couple of sleepless nights this week trying to decide who to start in tonight's match, ultimately going with the lineup that had so much success last week in Orlando.
Yeah, and the funny thing that I see on this lineup, Martin Vingard, Marcel Schaefer, Joe Cole, Neil Collins, all coming over from Europe, not playing in a North America playoff style. So this is going to be a new experience for all those guys tonight in either win and you go on or won and you're out.
Gonna be a big one. The Rowdies ended the regular season on a 7-game unbeaten streak, capping it off with a big I-4 Derby victory over Orlando City B. Relive all the highlights from the Rowdies' regular season finale when we come back. Stay with us.
If you're new in town and working on your dreams and you don't know what you need, we got the perfect plan for you. My Blue, we are here for you, for you, for you. We're Florida Blue. Don't you worry now, 'cause you don't have to. Here we always say we got you. We are here for you. This is your home, Florida Blue.
Can you feel it? That vibe. It's here on America's best beaches. Feel it in unique mashups of amazing, crazy, and wow. So within every moment, you live amplified. St. Pete Clearwater, solar powered and radiating 1,000,000 megawatts of possibility. Dive in deeper at liveamplified.com.
Schaefer will pay a shot. Marcel Schaefer. Patterson, turn. Patterson, goal. What a goal. 2-0 Rowdies.
Go Rowdies!
And Pickens tips it over the bar. Georgie Ristoff will not allow the Bagels. Shot up Mitchell, rebound, goal! Rowdies! It's Cole, and it's 3-0.
Morrell, one hand to it, the follow-up is in from Cole.
Welcome back to our pregame show live on This TV Tampa Bay. The Rowdies clinched the ability to host tonight's playoff match thanks to a win in their regular season finale over Orlando City B. It was a fun night in Orlando, shutting out the Lions in front of a great crowd of traveling Rowdies fans. Let's check in with Mike Pepper up in the broadcast booth for the highlights as the Rowdies closed out the regular season on a high note. Mike?
Yeah, thanks, Heather. And it was an important game there. Obviously, the Rowdies were looking to get home field advantage and needing a win to secure that. Orlando themselves were looking for a win to try to get in the playoffs. And early on in this one, Orlando had the better parts of the opportunities in the first 15 minutes, including this 11th minute, Haji Berry, where he works around a couple defenders. The shot is saved by Pickens. The rebound is loose after it goes out free, but Matt Pickens eventually able to dive on it. Berry's attempt kept out of the net early on. But after that, Rowdies pretty much took over. And in the 34th minute was their first great chance. Marcel Schaefer out wide into Georgie Ristoff. Back to Schaefer. And as you can see here, rips it, and it's off the crossbar. Stays out of the net. But that was the start of the Rowdies really controlling. The second half was all Rowdies. And Marcel Schaefer with the corner kick. It's Georgie Ristoff there to meet it. He jumps high and puts it into the top corner. And the Rowdies take the 1-0 lead. And that really kind of changed the game into the whole sense. The Rowdies' no home field was there, and you can see Ristoff just high and able to find the top corner. Great placement off the head of Georgie Ristoff. And it was still a little in doubt, but it was a stoppage time goal as Darnell King sends it up to Sebastian Guinzotti. It's misplayed by the defense, and Guinzotti able to come one-on-one with the goalkeeper, Jake Finlayson, and he's able to put it in. The late insurance goal as Guinzotti out-hustles the defender, and as the Rowdies were looking at that 1-0, you were wondering whether they'd hold on to it. The 2-0 victory secures what will be this matchup tonight as the 3 seed as they host the 6 seed FC Cincinnati, and what should be an exciting matchup here at Al Lang.
Thank you, Mike. And Lee, with the Rowdies having a little bit of a tough time on the road throughout the season, it was great to see them finish out the regular season strong with a road win.
Yeah, that was huge because you're right. That wasn't something that they were successful most of the season. It's been here at Al Lang Stadium that they've been so good that has allowed them to move into that position of third place on the regular season. So certainly they would love the win tonight and hope for some help against the New York Red Bulls too. If they get a win, then they will host another home playoff game here at Al Lang Stadium. If they win, but the Battery win, then they are on the road to take on the Charleston Battery for their next matchup in the playoffs.
Well, and in that game against Orlando City B, Georgie Ristoff getting on the board, just racking up goals for the Rowdies this season.
Yeah, he's been the go-to man for the Rowdies all season long, leading goals, but Sebastian Guinzotti's done a fantastic job as well coming in. He already has 2 goals and 9 appearances for the club, and he will start once again up top for the Rowdies tonight.
Well, it was a roller coaster of a regular season for the Rowdies, so when we come back, some of the players look back on all of the ups and downs and look ahead to tonight's playoff match. You're watching the Rowdies pregame show live on This TV Tampa Bay.
At Tropical Smoothie Cafe, we want you to eat better and feel better with smoothies made from better-for-you ingredients and food crafted with the bold flavors you love, like our Chipotle Chicken Club flatbread with grilled chicken, bacon, pepper jack, and chipotle mayo, or our Island Green Smoothie with fresh kale and spinach, banana, mango, and pineapple. Life's too good to settle for anything less. Chipotle Chicken Club and Island Green Smoothie at Tropical Smoothie Cafe. Eat better, feel better.
Florida Print Solutions is St. Petersburg's leader for the best quality, service, marketing, and printing solutions for your business, always with free pickup and delivery. At Florida Print Solutions, we stand for our community. Superior product quality, effective business solutions, and of course, we stand for printing. Make your next call to Florida Print Solutions and take your business image to the next level. Florida Print Solutions is an official sponsor of the Tampa Bay Rowdies.
Let's go, let's go. Come on. Shortcuts on 3. 1, 2, 3, shortcuts!
How can you be more? We're on the road showing
showing real people the stain-fighting power of OxyClean.
Stains on t-shirt, I see it coming out pretty quickly. The stain is gone.
That's a huge difference. You could see how it was really disgusting and how white it is now.
Looks like the stain is coming out. The OxyClean started to lift it up. I'm pretty impressed.
OxyClean, America's #1 versatile stain remover. Now get the power of OxyClean in a detergent. One cap beats 4 of theirs.
Welcome back to our pregame show, everybody. We are getting geared up for a big Eastern Conference Quarterfinals playoff match here at Al Lang Stadium between the Rowdies and FC Cincinnati. From a big win in their season opener to a midseason slump to a 7-game unbeaten streak to end the season, it was definitely a season of ups and downs for the Rowdies. Now, with the regular season in the rearview mirror, we sat down with a few of the Rowdies to reflect on how they made it to the playoffs for the first time since 2012.
Georgi Ristov stands over the ball, plays it to Joe Cole in the 2017 USL season underway.
I look back to the first game of the season and that was a great night. Playing Orlando City and winning, it was a great atmosphere at Al Lang.
We got off to a great start. In the middle, we lost our identity a little bit.
I think there's times in the middle of the season it was disappointing because I think we know what a good team we've got. You draw, I think we had maybe 3 or 4 draws in there, and they can be quite misleading in a way that you can sometimes think you're doing all right, not too bad, because you pick up a draw, not the end of the world, and then when you follow that up with defeats, you can quite quickly gather pace, and all of a sudden it is a really bad run. We regrouped and we came through it, better for it.
Even when we were not doing well, we stayed very positive, we stayed together, and that's what really makes a team a very good team.
A big game, a real big game, I think that's a real turning point for us, was Cincinnati at home. We'd been on a bad run. I think we'd been beaten at Charleston and Pittsburgh beforehand, which were disappointing results for us, and we really needed a win at home.
Tampa Bay, a 2-0 win. The streak is over.
Some real good high points, particularly at home. I think our home record's a great achievement.
We seem to be peaking at the right time. We seem to be coming into the playoffs on a good run of form. Everyone seems fit and strong, which is what we plan to do.
We're not only picking up results, we're playing well. We've got confidence about us.
I think it's always important to be ready for the playoffs, to have a good feeling, and that's what we have right now because we are seven games unbeaten.
We're delighted to secure the playoffs, and like in all American sports, it's all to play for. It's in the playoffs, and that's where the business is done.
As a soccer player, this is what you live. This is what you work for the whole year.
You either win and you advance, or you lose and you're out and you're done with the season. We've been 7 games unbeaten, and I'd like to keep it that way.
The cliche is that form does go out the window to some extent because everyone's in the playoffs now and it's you start again. Whether you're first or you're 8th, you've all got somewhat of an equal chance. So that's where we hope our experience will come in and we can put that to good use. It'll all depend on how we finish the season. That's how we'll be judged.
It was quite a season for the Rowdies. They did hit a little bit of a rough patch in the middle of the season, but they finished so strong. They really seem to be in top form here heading into the playoffs.
Yeah, that's what you always want to be, is in your top form heading into the playoffs. But I think when you looked at that piece overall, the turning point when you talk about that low point of the season was that 2-0 victory over FC Cincinnati on July the 6th. That really turned the table for the good for the Rowdies. They started to put together some really good results to climb back up into that table and get the position that they're at tonight. So that's what makes this rematch tonight all the more exciting against FC Cincinnati, because really they have not beat the Rowdies. It was 1-1 in Cincinnati, and then the U.S. Open Cup last season, and then the victory here 2-0. So it's going to be a great matchup between a team that's already put up a little bit of a rivalry, even though they haven't known each other that long.
Well, now let's take a look at the weather conditions tonight at kickoff that both of these teams will be facing. It's a pretty nice night here in St. Petersburg. Partly cloudy, 83 degrees, 17 miles per hour winds, so it will be a little bit breezy down on the field, but 0% chance of rain and low humidity. So a great night for a playoff match in St. Pete. Kickoff for tonight's Eastern Conference Quarterfinal is coming up quickly, so when we come back, we'll preview tonight's match and tell you everything you need to know about FC Cincinnati.
got the sun. We got today. We got the sun. Jump in. Got it right through the night. Got it dialed in. It's just you and me in a perfect day.
Sundial, the place to shop and dine in downtown St. Petersburg.
Florida Print Solutions is St. Petersburg's leader for the best quality, service, marketing, and printing solutions for your business, always with free pickup and delivery. At Florida Print Solutions, we stand for our community. Superior product quality, effective business solutions, and of course, we stand for printing. Make your next call to Florida Print Solutions and take your business image to the next level. Florida Print Solutions is an official sponsor of the Tampa Bay Rowdies.
If you're going to chase your dreams, remember, they're faster than you think.
A nice night in St. Pete. The city really getting behind the Rowdies here as they get set to play in the USL playoffs in the Eastern Conference Quarterfinals. Welcome back to our Rowdies pregame show on This TV Tampa Bay. Heather Donnelly and Lee Godfrey joining you live from the concourse of Al Lang Stadium with kickoff for this playoff match between the Rowdies and FC Cincinnati just around the corner. Let's get to know a little bit about FC Cincinnati, the 6th seed in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah, this is a good team, and they do have a lot of talented players under Alan Koch, who took over for John Harkes at the beginning of the season. Their big story this year, of course, was U.S. Open Cup play, getting all the way through to the semifinals. And Mitch Hildebrandt, that'll be the tough one for the Rowdies tonight to try to get a ball or two behind him. 100 saves on the season, and that led the league.
Yeah, you really can't talk about FC Cincinnati without talking about their run in the U.S. Open Cup. This team really knows how to get it done in these win-or-go-home situations.
Yeah, they do. When you knock off 2 Major League Soccer franchises along the way, that tells you about the determination of this club. They beat the Columbus Crew, and then they also beat the Chicago Fire on penalty kicks. So there again, Mitch Hildebrandt has had a ton of pressure on him in big games in penalty kicks. And then they lost to the New York Red Bulls of Major League Soccer in extra time in the semifinals. So that's how well they did in the U.S. Open Cup, and they probably let a few results in the league slide. So we'll see how they make out tonight if they sacrifice that for a standing in the Eastern Conference.
Well, Tampa Bay and FC Cincinnati played each other twice during the regular season, with the Rowdies picking up a total of 4 points in those 2 matches.
Yeah, we all remember this goal from Marcel Schaefer. Who wouldn't? What a blast in Cincinnati to give the Rowdies the league. That was number 2 on SportsCenter's top 10, but they come back Cincinnati at Nippert Stadium to earn that draw, and then they would play on the national stage level on ESPNU, and this really turned around the Rowdies' season, get them back to winning games. It was Patterson and Joe Cole getting the goals in that 2-0 victory back in the beginning of July.
Now to take an even closer look at FC Cincinnati and the way they play, we'll look at this perfectly executed counterattack in their regular season finale against Toronto FC2.
Yeah, this is how fast things can move for FC Cincinnati. Mitch Hildebrandt played that ball out. One pass later, it is back to Jimmy McLaughlin, and he just blisters up that pitch and is able to just put it across to GB, and that was an easy goal for him. But what a great run by McLaughlin in transition, and in 2 touches basically, or 2 passes, that's how fast Cincinnati can be on the counterattack, and they can hurt you. That was a big victory for them in Toronto to get them into the spot they are tonight.
Earlier tonight, Mike Pepper caught up with FC Cincinnati head coach Alan Koch. Let's hear his thoughts on trying to pull off an upset here in St. Pete tonight.
Coach, first of all, welcome back to St. Petersburg. It's been a few months.
Yeah, it's nice to be back. Nice and cool in comparison to what it was like when we were here in the summer.
A lot different than July. It's still a little warm, though. But your team had to go out, get a result against Toronto to get that higher position and the 4 goals. You feel good about that last victory coming back into the playoffs?
Yeah, I think particularly considering we were down in the game, being 2-0 down. Anytime you're 2-0 down, to come back and get a win, doesn't matter who it's against or where it is. You can build off it. It gives us a bit of confidence going into the game tonight. But we also have a lot of respect for Tampa. They've had a great season too. We know it's going to be a tough challenge challenge, but we're excited for the game.
On to that challenge just a little bit. You did have that 2-0 game. You got the draw at home. What is maybe the biggest thing you had to face tonight?
Oh, well, we know they've got a lot of quality and a lot of experience, and in playoff games, experience is priceless. But we've got a lot of good players in our group, too, that have played in some big-time games. And our Open Cup run is obviously something that we can tap into. We don't have to look back to last year or 2 years ago in terms of playoff games. Those single elimination games in the Cup have given us something that we can build on, and hopefully we can use that experience to help us tonight. Yeah,
you touched on that Open Cup run. I wanted to say Final Four and a couple of MLS wins. A little bit of an advantage maybe going into this one-off situation. Maybe some players not used to it on the other side.
Yeah, maybe. But let's be honest, Marcel Schaefer, Joe Cole, the whole group, they've all played in big games in their careers too. So they'll be prepared for the game, but we are too.
Coach, best of luck tonight, and I appreciate taking the time.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Okay.
Lee, Heather, back to you.
Thanks, Mike. Now let's look at one player from each team to keep an eye on tonight.
All right, for FC Cincinnati, he's been their man all season long. It is GB with 12 goals on the season in 24 appearances and 3 assists. And he plays alongside Danny Koenig, who also has 11 goals on the season for FC Cincinnati. So they certainly have the ability to score goals on any given night. Although Ristov leads the Rowdies in goals, I think it's Marcel Schaefer that's the most important tonight. What an addition to the club this year as an attacking midfielder. We've seen him scorch goals to the back of the net, but it's his 11 assists, second in the league. That ability to find open Rowdies like he has all season long, I think will be crucial for the Rowdies tonight.
Well, we saw that FC Cincinnati can be good on the counterattack. We just saw that there in their last game against Toronto FC 2. What do you think the Rowdies need to really keep an eye out for tonight?
I think they do have to watch out for that counterattack, and also I think it's very important that they get that first goal here tonight, because FC Cincinnati has gone back to a 4-4-2. They were playing a 4-3-3 with much more attacking-minded players up top. So if the Rowdies can get that first goal, it really is going to force FC Cincinnati to go into more of an attacking role and maybe go back to that 4-3-3, and then that will leave them susceptible at the back, and for the Rowdies to be able to play at their game and possibly get a goal on the counterattack. But I think in front of the home crowd, it's all up for a big start, and if they concede that first goal, then it's going to be the Rowdies really trying to find the game and run after it.
Well, it should be an exciting night tonight. That wraps up our pregame show. For Lee Godfrey, Mike Pepper, and our entire broadcast crew, I'm Heather Donnelly. Thanks for joining us. The playoffs are up next.
We got the sun, we got today. We got the sun, jumping, got it right through the night, got it dialed in. It's just you and me in a perfect day.
Sundial, the place to shop and dine in downtown St. Petersburg. The new locale at Sundial in St. Petersburg. More than a market. For breakfast, lunch, dinner, eat it here or take it home. Fresh-made sushi, Pan-Asian dishes, mouth-watering burgers, ice-cold beer, specialty drinks, and decadent desserts. Lunch hour or happy hour. Enjoy it here or take it home. More than a market. Come and taste locale at Sundial in St. Petersburg.
9 days ago, we knew the Tampa Bay Rowdies would be in the USL playoffs, but it was that Georgie Ristoff goal there that helped the Rowdies beat Orlando 2-0. That is leading Stuart Campbell to the home playoff game here at Al Lang Stadium in St. Petersburg. Good evening, everyone. Mike Pepper and Lee Godfrey as the Tampa Bay Rowdies take on FC Cincinnati. And Lee, that was an exciting moment, but it's only a precursor to what we're expecting tonight in the playoffs.
Yeah, it was the build-up all season long. It went down to the last game of the regular season to clinch that home playoff spot. It's against FC Cincinnati, and this is exciting. This is what they play those games for, and here is a look at that Eastern Conference bracket going into today. Last night, Louisville taking care of Bethlehem Steel 4-0, so they are through right now, and then you'll see at that other side of who will the Rowdies go to play after the results tonight.
Yeah, and you talk about it here, the whole season, really, it was for positioning. It's for now. It's single elimination tonight. And really, when we want to see these Rowdies against FC Cincinnati, I think we want to take a look at what some of the keys to what that might be.
Yeah, and it's going to be a very interesting game tonight for the Rowdies. They need to defend the FC Cincinnati attackers. They have a lot of goal scorers on their team. They can't afford any personal mistakes, and we see with the 4-4-2 that FC Cincinnati is going to go with tonight that they are going to be patient, and they are very good, as you saw in our pregame show, on the counterattack. That's where they're going to look to score tonight.
Some key players in this one, and we will come back. We do have the opening kickoff. We'll give you those starting lineups when we return back here to Al Lang Stadium. The USL playoffs start tonight. It is the Tampa Bay Rowdies and FC Cincinnati. You're watching Rowdy Soccer on This TV Tampa Bay.
Can you feel it? That vibe. It's here on America's best beaches. Feel it in unique mashups of amazing, crazy, and wow. So within every moment, you live amplified. St. Pete Clearwater, solar powered and radiating 1 million megawatts of possibility. Dive in deeper at liveamplified.com.
There's a lot to a name.
Especially when that name is a world leader in healthcare.
We still deliver the same compassion we provided for 90 years.
Plus the excellence you expect from Johns Hopkins.
Together we can conquer the biggest challenges.
And offer your child the very best care.
When it comes to kids, choose Johns Hopkins All Children's Hospital.
We've got the sun. Got the sun jumping, got it right through the night, got it dialed in. It's just you and me in a perfect day.
Sundial, the place to shop and dine in downtown.
And welcome back here to Al Lang Stadium, and let's get a look at the starting lineups brought to you by Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino.
Yeah, FC Cincinnati going back to that 4-4-2 with GB and Koenig up top. A lot of experience in that midfield with McLaughlin, Walker, Bone, and Wiedemann. But it's Mitch Hildebrand, the big man for FC Cincinnati, who will probably be the difference maker tonight either way.
And for the Tampa Bay Rowdies,
look at all the experience in this lineup for the Rowdies. Zach Portillos is probably the youngest one out there, and everyone else has got a lot of experience. Christoph Guinzati, Restrepo up top, Joe Cole playing that number 10 spot, along with Schaefer and Martin Bingard in that midfield defensively. But Marcel Schaefer certainly has that green light to go when he wants to, and Matt Pickens in goal once again. He has 9 clean sheets in 2017.
And let's check in with the third member of our broadcast crew, Heather Donnelly.
Thanks, Mike. The last time the Rowdies were in a playoff situation was 5 years ago, back in 2012. That's 1,821 days to be exact. But the last time they were in the playoffs, they won the whole thing. In 2012, they won the NASL Soccer Bowl, and Keith Savage and now head coach Stuart Campbell were both members of that team. So even though not a lot of Rowdies are used to being in these playoff situations, they understand what's at stake tonight. Win or your season's over, guys.
Thanks, Heather. Rowdies will be going from right to left to start this one off, wearing the green and yellow hooped shirts and socks along with the green shorts. Cincinnati blue with the orange trim on the jerseys, and there's a good look at the coaches.
Stuart Campbell, there you see his record first season in the playoffs as a head coach. And for Alan Koch is his as well, because John Harkes was the man in charge last year when FC Cincinnati made the postseason.
We are just seconds away from kickoff here, getting the USL Eastern Conference playoffs underway here from Tampa Bay in St. Petersburg. And of course, there are 4 games. We saw the last one, Louisville winning last night, Rochester with the lead late, and Charleston and New York tied at 0. We're underway from St. Petersburg.
Yeah, so important. We'll be keeping you up to date on all of that tonight, the other scores going on. And we'll have a good idea after tonight who's going through to the next round and where those games will be as well. But just a massive game for the Tampa Bay Rowdies tonight. We talked about it in the pregame, Mike. That 2-0 victory here really was a turning point in their season, getting rid of that losing and winless streak on the season. And they really did a great job to end out that season on a 7-game unbeaten streak.
And they have the ball here in the offensive third, but Cincinnati will take it away. They'll look for a long ball. Looking for GB, but it's Hunter Gorski running it down. The official tonight, Malik Badawi. In the center, as Pickens will send it towards midfield. Francesco Terranova and Matthew Osterhaus on the lines. Jonathan Belinsky is your 4th official.
All important start here for the Rowdies tonight, Mike. They want to keep FC Cincinnati in that 4-4-2 tactical lineup tonight, and if they do get that goal first, it will force them to open up a little bit more. If FC Cincinnati gets that first goal, then they can continue in that 4-4-2 and be able to defend a little bit more and look for something on the counterattack. As you see there, Austin Berry, the team captain, on the ball. There's another player with a ton of experience. He was the 2012 MLS Rookie of the Year for the Chicago Fire, and he now captains the side as you see that series history between the 2 clubs below.
3 games, 2 of them this year. The Rowdies 1-1 here at Al Lang and drew up in Cincinnati. Last year was the U.S. Open Cup. Rowdies eliminated Cincinnati. Of course, Cincinnati, a fantastic run this year, got them to the Final 4. Those are the league stats for USL. You can see both teams are very good on goal scoring. Rowdies a slight advantage, but the Rowdies a much better advantage on the goals conceded this season. Cincinnati with it. Tyler Pollock out wide on the left. Now it's going to switch across. Here is Austin Berry. We'll use Harrison Delbridge, 2 big players as center backs. That's Walker. Up to Koenig. Switching wide here is Justin Hoyt in his right back position. Will drop it back. Looking for Koenig, and it's Collins that steps in front of that. Rinzati brings it down, and will get it wide to Restrepo. Restrepo has help with King running over to the wide. It's Pollock who will come away with it. He'll try to get it wide, and this will be whistled for a foul as Darnell King.
Yeah, that was an unfortunate bounce as Darnell King was trying to make his run up that right-hand side. He ended up losing the ball, and so he had to try to get back. And just a little bit of a pull there on the shoulder, enough for the free kick.
Referee tried to go with advantage, but it's one of the Rowdies taken down. I believe that's Vingard. So he stepped into the play, and the tackle by Walker.
Yeah, Kenny Walker, 26 appearances, 2 goals on the season. You show him going in quite a bit late there. The former member of the Los Angeles Galaxy, 17 appearances over 4 years with that club. He was loaned out to Carolina Railhawks and LA Galaxy 2 before coming over to FC Cincinnati.
Rowdies with possession, looking. Gorski looks forward. Tries to slot out to Restrepo. Restrepo steps over, but the down Cincinnati player stays and gets it on the turnover. Coming at it is Koenig. Just slow it down. Corbin Bone will send it back out towards Delbridge, and now Pollock. In for McLaughlin. He's able to turn, to tackle. So Rowdies get possession. King in trouble, will lose it to Bone. Now it's wide. That will go over the end line and be a goal kick. And for viewers in Tampa Bay, this Wednesday, join 1025 The Bone, Spanish and Carmen for MOR's Tampa Bay Comic Con Unmasked. He'll take you on a costumed adventure through the fun and excitement of Tampa Bay Comic Con this Wednesday at 8 on MOR. Digital 32.1, Spectrum 1012 HD, Frontier Fios 512 HD, and Comcast 437. Pickens sends it up the field, looking for Ristoff. The header won by Barry, and now Cincinnati will play it out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for the Rowdies in their own third.
Well, Mike, you talk about playoff experience out on the pitch right now, and as far as North American soccer go, there's no one with more experience out on the pitch right now than the man in goal for the Rowdies in Matt Pickens, a winner of MLS Cup with the Colorado Rapids. So he's been there. He knows what it takes to become a champion here in North America, winning that in 2010 up on a very cold night in my old hometown of Toronto.
Toronto in November. Is there such thing as a warm night?
Oh, there wasn't that night, I'll tell you that much. First time I've ever been allowed to wear a toque on a broadcast.
I don't think, you know what, I'm in Florida now 30 years. I don't know what a toque is. That ball sent across, and Portillas misjudges it, so it does find its way to Andrew Wiedemann. He'll lose it, though, and Ristoff and Portillas will work together to keep possession. Portillas and Ristoff again. Now it's back to Zach Portillas, and he's looking for Schaefer, but it's going to go over the line and throw in for Cincinnati.
Well, the wind's coming from the bottom of the screen, Mike, across to the top of it. So any corner kicks from the bottom of your screen, that will be ones that'll get floated up there. They're going to want to try to drive that ball a little bit more towards the ground, keep it down and not float those up so anybody running into the box can get on it.
Well, Guinzotti is dispossessed. He thought he was pushed from behind, but the referee, Malik Badawi, did not think so. Now Cincinnati and Wiedemann. Over to Delbridge. Up the line, McLaughlin on it now. Now he'll swing it across, all the way across. Portillas, first one there before Koenig. It's cleared, but Cincinnati with the loose ball. Second loose ball does find its way to the Rowdies. Now it's sent up the field. Joe Cole on it. Has a little bit of space. He's behind the defender, but he'll drop it back. Marcel Schaefer has room to turn.
Great first touch there by Joe Cole. I asked Joe Cole about playing in a playoff game and what does it compare to for him coming over from England and Europe, whether it's an FA Cup competition or UEFA Champions League.
As Ristoff gets it, now it's Marcel Schaefer, plays it, goal! Rowdies take the lead in the 8th minute.
Well, that is just the perfect start for the Tampa Bay Rowdies, all from the man that was our player to watch in the pregame show, Schaefer, and I'm not sure what Milt Hildebrandt was doing on that one, Mike. He would love to have that one back, as Schaefer is close to the near post, and I don't know if Schaefer or if Hildebrandt was just trying to cheat and stay to this post, but he completely missed that one going to his left, and it gets under his hand, but Marcel Schaefer certainly will take that one for his 6th goal of the season and an early Rowdies lead.
Sometimes there's not more to say than just wow. Wow, you get a great goalkeeper like Hildebrandt, and that one was one he'll be dreaming about tonight should Cincinnati not rally from this. But Marcel Schaefer, that's it. Put it on target, let the goalkeeper do. He did what he needed to, and the Rowdies had the 1-0 lead. Cincinnati looking to answer.
Next 5 minutes, very important for the Tampa Bay Rowdies to stay mentally focused, keep playing the way they have in the opening moments of this game, and don't let Cincinnati try to break through and just try to take a long ball and get one opportunity to equalize.
Well, you get a good look at Stuart Campbell, just probably relaying the same thing you were talking about, Lee, just saying, hey, keep the composure, let's go. Don't settle down here until we hit into the 10th minute. You got the 1-0 lead, but keep playing the game. It's too early for anything else. Collins now. Out to Portillo's. Can the Rowdies maybe catch Cincinnati with their heads down a little bit? Guinzotti. It's going to go too far. He's able to keep it inbounds, though. Schaefer on the competition will at least learn to throw in. So good hustle by Sebastian Guinzotti and Marcel Schaefer.
He's just been such an addition to this side, such a leader is Marcel Schaefer. He doesn't say much. He's not the most talkative guy out there. Is still really improving on his English throughout the year, but he does it on the pitch, whether he's setting up players or scoring goals. He, in my mind, has been the MVP this year for the Rowdies through the regular season.
Cincinnati with the ball. Looking, Collins steps in front of it. He'll take it. Played back towards the corner. It's going to roll back to Hildebrand while it's running towards the corner. Let's check in with Heather Donnelly on the sideline. Heather?
With that goal by Marcel Schaefer, the Rowdies have now scored in 16 straight matches. And coincidentally, that streak began in a 2-0 home win versus FC Cincinnati back on July 6th.
Thanks, Heather. Another coincidence, that was Zach Portilla's first start. He's started every game since then as well, Lee. So maybe those pink shoes of Zach Portilla's a lucky charm.
Yeah, and it's been such a hard 2 years for Zach Portillo's as well, so it's fantastic to see him come back after injuries.
Oh, there's a misplay by the Rowdies and an opportunity for Cincinnati. Shot taken, is just going to miss the far post. Opportunity there. I think that was McLaughlin. It was Jimmy McLaughlin came down, and Darnell King on a misplay, and we can see that. Well, we'll see the end of it, but it's a misplay in the back line, Lee, and just fortunate McLaughlin doesn't hit the target. Yeah, that was always going away from the goal once that left the left foot of Jimmy McLaughlin, and I think that Matt Pickens had that angle down. He knew exactly where he needed to be, and his arm was outstretched enough that if it was going to come into that back post, that he would have had that covered. Goal kick there. That one rolls towards the corner. Now it's played out here wide. It's going to go over the sideline. And let me get this in before we got some news on this front. Sirius is the latest USL news is on Sirius XM FC. Tune into USL Coast to Coast with Mike Watts Mondays at 7 p.m. Eastern on Channel 85. Sirius XM FC also airs the USL Game of the Week. Check USLsoccer.com for dates and times. And Lee, I know you were following it a little bit too. As the Rowdies will have to throw. Look at that. We talked about a result possibly needing. Yeah, it's Bonomo giving the New York Red Bulls to the lead. He was player of the week heading into that last week, scoring 3 goals in his last 2 games. Well, the Rowdies turn over their own third. We'll talk about what that possibly means throughout the night, but they'll earn a throw as Pollock will slide down. It will go off of him. It'll be a throw in Rowdies. The Rowdies here is a 3 seed. Will play the winner of the 2-7 should the Rowdies beat Cincinnati. Of course, it will always be in the higher seed. So if the Red Bulls and the Rowdies win, we'll be back here at Al Lang a week from tonight. Yeah, they'll be hosting that playoff game, so a possible upset in the making there. They started a half hour before us. And the Red Bulls, that's exactly what they did last year as well, not going in as a very high-seeded team into the playoffs, knocking off some of the big ones on the way to the USL Championship. We saw them here just 2 weeks ago. Rowdies, matter of fact, Rowdies 11 home wins this year. 10 of them have been by shutout. The only home win not by shutout was beating the Red Bulls in that last game 3-2 here. And the only game where they came back from behind to get a victory here. They were down 1-0 and scored 3 unanswered goals and get the 3-2 victory. A lot of soccer to be played, not just in Charleston, but here as well. But the Rowdies do have the 1-0 lead. And the Red Bulls, as they approach halftime there in Charleston, lead 1-0. Certainly there will be no easy games in the playoffs, but from what the Rowdies have had success here at Al Lang Stadium, you'd like as many games here that you can get. You're absolutely right, because of the teams that qualified for the playoffs in the East, the Rowdies were unable to get a victory on the road in any of those cities. They didn't lose them all. They had a couple draws, but certainly getting a win in those cities has been difficult, so they would love to be able to host at least one more home playoff game. That ball played over the top, looking for Guinzotti. It will go into the stands, and while it does, let's check in with Heather Donnelly.
Mike, the Rowdies had 11 wins and just 1 loss in 16 games at home, which is the best record in the Eastern Conference. So if they do advance further in the playoffs, there's no place like home. They want to be here at Al Lang Stadium, guys.
Thanks, Heather. And of course, Rowdies still take this throw. Sidged across. There's Portillo's. Here's Schaefer. Marcel Schaefer tries to whip it in. It deflects. It's then to Guinzotti. Now back to Guinzotti. He's turning. He'll shoot. And this will go into the hands of Hildebrand. You like the turn and shoot from 18. Wasn't the best strike of the ball, but sometimes, again, we saw what happened on the first one. Just put it in on target. You never know what happens. Now a chance. Sebastian Guinzotti again on it. And he's taken down. Pushes the ball past Polak, and he'll get the free kick. Ralph's Mob energetic here tonight, enjoying the 1-0 lead as we pass the first quarter hour. Five more quarter hours to be played before the 90's done. Of course, in the playoffs, if it is tied, we'll have 30 minutes, 2 15-minute halves of extra time. And if it's tied at the end of that, they all suspenseful penalty kicks. But Rowdies do lead 1-0. Collins will use his goalkeeper, Matt Pickens. His possession kept by the Rowdies. Now Gorski. Restrepo at the back hill looking for Guinzotti.
You think of Restrepo and Guinzotti. There's a couple of players that have come in, and that's some of the veteran leadership that you need out there, and playoff experience. Both of those players coming over from the New York Cosmos as Soccer Bowl champions.
That one taken from distance. Looks like maybe Hoyt saw something with Pickens, but it will be a goal kick. But you also mentioned there, you mentioned those guys, but also Hunter Gorski part of that as well.
Absolutely.
Well, for viewers in Tampa Bay, catch all new comedies now on MOR TV. First is Tampa Bay's newest 80s family that's all about throwback fun. It's the Goldbergs. Catch them weekdays at 5 and 5:30. Then girls just want to have some fun on the comedy smash Mom. Weeknights at 10 and 10:30, only on MOR. Just can't get enough. MOR Digital 32.1, Spectrum 1012, Frontier Fios 512, and Comcast 437. Throw in will go the Rowdies' way. Good look at Zach Portillo's. Looking for GB, but it's Collins who wins that header. And now Schaefer looking forward. Guinzotti trying to shield him off, and he'll at least get the ball played to Ristoff. Cincinnati in the foot race, and it will be a throw-in for the Rowdies. That was one of the things when we talked about Stuart Campbell, or when we talked with Stuart Campbell about those players. He loved the experience with the Cosmos, having won their league 2 years in a row. There's a lot of playoff experience in those three players.
Yeah, there is, and that's exactly a good mix with the European players that have played at the highest level. Joe Cole in Champions League finals, and as well World Cup finals. So you mix that in with the North American-based players that know the game and have played it here a little bit longer. There's a lot of experience on that field for the Rowdies. For FC Cincinnati, they went to the playoffs last year, so a majority of those players know what it's all about as well.
King and McLaughlin out wide. McLaughlin with it for Cincinnati. He'll drive it back. Polak cuts inside, and Restrepo will be whistled for the foul. It's going to be about 35 yards out, not from the center, but it's enough for Cincinnati to bring up a couple of their big bodies from defense. Delbridge makes his way up, as will Austin Berry. And it will be Kenny Walker who will take this one. He's joined out there by Corbin Bone. Rowdies drop all 11 men back to him in the form of a wall. Ristoff kind of watching the short one, everyone else on the line at the 18.
And right now, Jimmy McLaughlin's got to come back as he does
Walker towards the back post. It's Schaefer up on the challenge, and Koenig was there with him, but Schaefer wins it, but it's off him. It will be a corner kick for Cincinnati.
Yeah, he's trying to plead his case, but I think the officials got that right. Came off the back of Marcel Schaefer, so set piece opportunity here. Going with the wind into the 6-yard box here for Tyler Polak.
Left foot curled in swinger for Polak. Towards the back post, over everyone. It's Cincinnati, it's there. McLaughlin back across. Schaefer will play it short to Cole. Cole lets it roll past him. He's got some room, but doesn't have the legs anymore, so he turns it around. But he uses the skill to get it up the field. That's Guinzotti. Guinzotti, what a move by Cole to get it up to Sebastian Guinzotti. He's got help. There's 4 for the Rowdies. It's pushed from behind, still play on, and now the play on again.
I don't know how that's not a foul. You get a push in the back like that. That's unbelievable that that's allowed to play on. That's a foul, 100%. And Stuart Campbell off the bench as well. That's just a push in the back. That's blatant foul by Delbridge, and how that's not a free kick.
Yeah, that's shocking. I agreed with you to start, but sometimes, you know, we're so far away, you just don't know. Well, it's like Georgie Rislov says, look, we can get away with shoves. Let me go ahead and try it here. He doesn't get away with it, though. That one was pretty obvious, but as you pointed out, Lee, it was an elbow into the lower back of Guinzotti. Should have been a free kick for the Rowdies.
Yeah, it's just putting a stop to a very good scoring opportunity, all started by Joe Cole.
Now it's for Schaefer. Vingard just misses Guinzotti. Bone. McLaughlin. Played in. It's Wiedemann. Wiedemann tries to go wide. Just enough touch by Portillos, and Ristov has it. He'll give it back out to Zach Portillos, who's running down. He's got Schaefer with him. Portillos will cut inside a little far in front of him, but it's cleared out to Ristov, and Zach Portillos behind the ball will get called. Unfortunate touch for Portillos. He had help out wide, but went too far in front, and Cincinnati able to get the free kick.
Yeah, he's got the legs, Zach Portillos, and that's what he brings to that left-hand side of the Rowdies lineup. And yeah, just one bad touch, getting too far ahead of him. Too bad there. And then he gets called on the foul after losing the ball.
GB wins that one. He wins the second one. Drops it back down for Bone. Bone about 30 out. Steps on it. Now he's going to replay it. Wiedemann. Wiedemann from distance will shoot. Just misses. Looking for the high corner, but it's a little wide and a little high, and it will be a goal kick for the Rowdies.
Good opportunity there by Andrew Wiedemann. Spent last year with the Ottawa Fury. He just lets go that right foot, always come across the goal. And I know Andrew from his days with Toronto FC, and here's a trivia question for you, Mike. Who was Andrew Wiedemann traded for? Who went to FC Dallas for Andrew Wiedemann back in the day? I'll give you a hint. He's now coaching in the United Soccer League.
Coaching United Soccer League. Preki.
Julian de Guzman.
Julian de Guzman.
In Ottawa.
Yeah. Preki was another generation ago, probably, but I thought, hey, why not?
Well, he'd tell you he could still play the way he yells at his players out there.
Rowdies send that one up. Guinzotti, and Guinzotti's fouled, so it'll be a free kick for the Rowdies. Yeah, we've seen him out there. De Guzman had a rough go of it for Ottawa, replacing Paul Dalglish, a former Rowdies coach, but they had one win in their last time. They had a lot of draws.
A lot of draws, yeah.
A lot of draws, but you know, when you're trying to chase for that playoff spot, draws aren't good enough. But that one win, Lee, was against Cincinnati here. 4-0. Guinzotti in the corner. He will earn the throw. Actually, not Guinzotti. That's Restrepo. Cole Back to Darnell King, looking for Restrepo. Here's Darnell King. There's Guinzotti able to put that across. Going to come out. Gorski can't quite. Now it's Schaefer on that left foot. Schaefer! Goal! Rowdies!
Well, he is a big-time player, Mike, and he is bringing big-time game. What a start by the Rowdies and by number 4, Marcel Schaefer. He sees a little bit of a space, and he just crushes that with the left foot. Right across the face of goal, Mitch Hildebrand diving to his left. Doesn't have a chance on that one. And now it is his 7th goal of the season, his 2nd here of the playoffs, 2nd of the night. 2-0 Tampa Bay Rowdies. An absolute perfect start here in front of the home fans at Al Lang Stadium.
This will go out for a Cincinnati throw. Most or almost all of the fantastic Schaefer strikes this year have been rising blister lasers. That one we have to check for a worm doctor here in the stands, because that one was along the ground, but it was lasered along the ground, and the Rowdies have that 2-0 lead early on, which just into the 26 minutes, something that the Rowdies haven't enjoyed at home in quite a while, a multi-goal lead in the first half.
Yeah, well, they did come back actually against the Red Bulls to have the 3-1 lead, but then the Red Bulls got one quick in the second half to make it a 1-goal game. So really, the 3rd goal, whoever gets it, could be a critical goal as we move on tonight.
And there's Bone with it. Drop back, and now it's Delbridge. I see Cincinnati with the long ball sent up towards Hoyt. Good ball. Hoyt will drop it back for Wiedemann. Wiedemann over the top, is going to go too far. Looking for McLaughlin. McLaughlin was not there. He didn't make the run. It's out to Pickens. Let's check in with Heather Donnelly on the sideline.
Not only have the Rowdies already have an impressive scoring streak here at Al Lang Stadium this season, but they're also very strong on defense. The Rowdies have conceded just 9 goals at home in 16 matches this season, guys.
Thanks, Heather. And Matt Pickens already getting a talking to. Doesn't understand why he's getting a talking to. They just wanted to speed up play, but it's first half here, Lee. Over the top of Ristov.
Yeah, that seems to be an ongoing theme for some reason. Officials getting on Matt Pickens early, and I don't understand it either.
Yeah, it's not like he's dancing in the corner with the ball. He's setting it up. Deliberate.
I think he's been around the block long enough that he's earned himself a couple extra seconds.
We're watching both of you.
As that's back out of bounds. The USL is one of the most prominent second division professional leagues in the world, featuring some of the game's top talent and rising stars. Stay up to date with all the latest league news by visiting uslsoccer.com and follow the league on Twitter @USL. A little trouble for Cincinnati in the back. Pressure by the Rowdies forces FC Cincinnati to send it long. It goes to the feet of Matt Pickens. Pickens doesn't have to play this one early, but now as McLaughlin runs in, actually it's Koenig runs in, they'll pick it up and get it up to Gorski. Gorski's pass by McLaughlin into Darnell King, who's got a little space. King tries to cut it across. Guinzotti back to Cole. Now Cole's going to switch the field into Ristov in the middle. He'll go wide to Portillos. Up to Schaefer. Schaefer across. It's cleared away. Run down by Vingard, and Vingard gets it back out to Schaefer. Schaefer on the left foot across. Bounces over, and that will roll out. It will be a throw in for FC Cincinnati. You really see how that corner over there affected by the wind. Look at this ball across.
That's Marcel Schaefer now on the other end of it. Just a fantastic ball whipped into the top of the 6-yard box, and it took a a neat hop there, so no one going in, including Sebastian Guinzotti. Restrepo could get onto the back end of it.
Long ball. Collins will run it down. He'll play it off of the Cincinnati player. It'll be a throw-in for the Rowdies.
Well, Mike, in Rochester, New York, the Charlotte Independents came back to tie, so they're 1-1, and they are going to extra time there. So extra time and possibly penalties on the south shore of Lake Ontario in Rochester.
The winner of that one will travel to Louisville. That much we know.
Well, there's Alan Koch, and he's going to have to make some tactical changes, I would imagine, being down 2-0 now. He did, for much of the season into the U.S. Open Cup play, go 4-3-3. Sometimes he even went 3-5-2 with those outside wingers pushing forward. It'll be interesting to see if he does take some chances now, open themselves up a little bit at the back, trying to get a goal and get them on the board and back into this one.
Throw in will go the Rowdies' way. It's right in front of the Cincinnati bench. It's Darnell King on it. Cole switches across the field to Portillos. Zach has some space, but we give it up to Marcel Schaefer. Why not? 2 goals already tonight for Schaefer as the Rowdies lead 2-0 here at the half-hour mark. Schaefer puts this one across. Hildebrand punches it. It's going to go free to Restrepo. Restrepo chases it down. He's got it. He'll try and play to the back post. Guinzotti with the high boot. Now he turns. No call, but it's still there. It's picked up by Hildebrand. Hildebrand will play it long, trying to go over the top. He's got Gibi with Gorski. Gibi will get whistled for the foul. And actually, Gorski will get called for the foul. And it's a free kick for Cincinnati. They'll play it quickly, although the referee says hang on. So free kick opportunity, about 35 out for Cincinnati.
Another look at it here. As Gorski's got a bit of the jersey as well of Gibi, so
I think Gibi had the jersey too and swung an elbow. It's a little incredulous that the whistle went against Gorski, who was falling backwards. It is a free kick though for Cincinnati. Played in short, looking for Koenig. It's going to roll out and then cleared out. Wiedemann first one to it, gets it back to Polak. Polak has no help, so we'll give it back to Hildebrand. Hildebrand look long. He'll try and go over the top, looking for McLaughlin. Played off him, and it will roll over. It will be a goal kick for the Rowdies, and for viewers in Tampa Bay, after all the action on the field, check out the best in movie action, drama, and romance right here on Tampa Bay's first broadcast movie channel, This TV Tampa Bay. Of course, that's digital 32.2. And if you're watching on Spectrum, Frontier, Fios, and Comcast, the very same channel you have it on right now. There's Matt Pickens on the goal kick. Looking for Ristoff. It's over his head. It hangs up a little bit in the wind, and Gibi will come away with it. McLaughlin. It's blocked. Cincinnati's kind of switched up their sides a little bit. McLaughlin playing over here on the right. Early on it was the left. Now it's Hoyt. Hoyt left foot back across. Up in a challenge. Wiedemann on it, and Gibi heads it down, but it will go over the line and a goal kick. And Gorski is down for the moment. In front of Matt Pickens, and he is up. He's walking back. Let's get a good look at Gibi. Pickens sends it up the field. Gibi out wide. McLaughlin.
Good job stepping up and closing down that space, defending by the Tampa Bay Rowdies. First Portillos and then Joe Cole, forcing Cincinnati to play it back.
Good work out wide, and Polak will send it in. Onto the right foot, looking for Gibi. Probably should have shot that one, but the Rowdies did a good job of defending that. McLaughlin looked for that one last pass. Guinzotti now with it. Guinzotti clipped. Free kick on it. See, at least the Rowdies have made the most of their 3 shots, putting them all on target. 2 of them finding the net, both by Marcel Schaefer. Guinzotti was fouled, as that other shot on target tonight. Portillos. Gorski and Cole work together.
Second half now underway, Mike, between the Charleston Battery and New York Red Bulls 2. 1-0 in that game to the New York Red Bulls 2.
Well, now it's to Georgi Ristov. Ristov, he's about 25 out. He tries to slot it, but it does go to Guinzotti out to Restrepo. Restrepo across. Cannot find Schaefer. Cincinnati will come out the middle with Corbin Bone on it. And his pass rolls. In fact, Koenig was running towards the corner. Instead, it's Collins. Collins up to Portillos. And it will roll over the sideline. And soccer fans, Nike is an official sponsor of the USL. For more information, visit nike.com/soccer. Zach Portillos. Senton goes off of Georgi Ristov, who doesn't allow it. And it will be a goal kick. We have yet to have a U.S. Ameribank corner kick tonight at Al Lang for the Rowdies, Lee.
No, but that's, you know, sometimes that can be a good thing where Mitch Hildebrand, who wasn't making the saves and directing them out for corner kicks, I think the Rowdies will take the goals instead of the corner kicks at this point.
Right. I think you're right. GD wins that. Now played out. Nice move. Portillos, though, acrobatic himself just to get the header to keep it going to McLaughlin. Here's Georgi. Vingard. Rowdy's fortunate to have 3 guys who can play that defensive holding position, and all of them have had some pretty good time this year. Chavez and Savage in the middle of the season, but Vingard starting now. Now it's Restrepo, though, out wide, is looking to get it across. Looking on the back post, and it's Cincinnati. They're claiming handball, but it looked like the chest. Now a long ball out. Gorski doesn't want to go back to his goalkeeper. Figured he's got too many people there, and it's Portillos. Cole. Gorski with all kinds of space now. Out for King. Darnell King.
Nice move by Darnell King.
Looking for Cole. Rolls towards the corner, up the field. It'll be a throw in for the Rowdies as we have 37 minutes played here at Al Lang Stadium here in USL soccer, playoff soccer action. The Rowdies lead Cincinnati 2-0. Mike Pepper, Lee Godfrey, Heather Donnelly. As St. Petersburg is welcoming these Rowdies fans in, and they're getting thanked with a 2-goal lead here in the first half. It's Restrepo. King, Gorski. Be a Rowdies throw.
Mike, going back to the point I was making earlier about Schaefer, Collins, and all the Europeans not playing playoff soccer, it was Neil Collins who said, I've probably been the closest playing in England and getting into those promotion playoffs at the end of a season to go from the first into the championship. He had been in them 2 of his previous 3 seasons playing over in England, knows all about it. He said a little bit different with the home and away leg with the championship as a 1-game playoff, but quite similar in the end.
Well, Portillo sends that in. It's Chibi with his touch isn't good, and it's him and Vingard that are working well together now, although Vingard able to turn Chibi up to Ristov, and now Schaefer. Georgi has it back out to Portillos. Good work out wide. It deflects off Cincinnati, but it's Schaefer there first, and as Schaefer does try and play it, now we have our first U.S. Ameribank corner kick for the Rowdies tonight. Comes to the 39th minute, but again a 2-goal lead here for Tampa Bay.
And once again, Marcel Schaefer over the ball. He'll send in the left-footed outswinger. Neil Collins, you can see getting up there. It is just Darnell King and Zach Portillos, I believe, that are back for the Rowdies.
Schaefer. Cross headed up and away by Cincinnati. Cole touches it down for King. And that ball played back in. It will be caught by Hildebrandt. Hildebrandt will look long and just drives it back. That's a terrible ball there. Portillos gets it. Hildebrandt. There wasn't a lot of players up front, kind of ill-advised, particularly when your team's been or at least having to chase so much on defense as of lately.
Yeah, putting it that low. Anybody could have got on the end of that one earlier even.
That one curled over the line. It will be a throw-in. Just realized when I saw, and I don't know how I didn't realize before, the Rowdies need someone with the last name Nat. That way we could have them stand next to Joe Cole and Darnell King. We have Nat King Cole. Oh, well, maybe we'll put Matt Pickens in there. We'll go Matt King Cole. Collins up high with Koenig. Goes through, and look at that, Lee. As it watch here, but we'll tell you about it in just a second as Collins uses his head to get it back to Matt Pickens. Nice job by the defender, but big news up in Charleston, Lee.
Yeah, that is huge news as Ethan Cutler gives Red Bulls to a 2-0 lead. The Nomo, the first one. So we're seeing mirror image games here, except the Red Bulls going on the road to Charleston, South Carolina right now, and then pulling off an upset. You got to wonder if Stuart Campbell will be letting his team know about that result at the halftime and know how much is at stake for this team, that if that result holds and this one does too, then they will be hosting another playoff game here next weekend.
Cincinnati has it. I mean, this one still, we've seen Cincinnati. This has been a very resilient team all year. And again, if there's any team in the USL that has experienced the knockout stages, it's Cincinnati this year with their success in the US Open Cup. Winning a couple games in penalties against MLS teams and eventually falling to New York Red Bulls 1, the MLS squad, in the Final Four.
Yeah, and that one went to extra time. It was a 3-2 semifinal match.
They had a 2-0 lead, I believe, or a late lead, and gave it up. So, as you pointed out, that third goal would be important for the Rowdies.
The flip side of that is the amount of more games that Cincinnati played through the season and fatigue that can set in, and really trying to rotate your lineup to be able to stay within grasp of the league. And it really got down to the end of the season for FC Cincinnati to get the playoff standing where they are.
Pollock down the ground. It'll be off of him. It'll be a Rowdies throw. So Hunter Gorski will have the free kick. He'll line it up. See Darwin Jones getting loosened up on the far side. It's been a key part of late action for the Rowdies lately. That one's headed over up the field by Cincinnati, touched over by Restrepo. As Guinzotti tries to shield him off, he'll get called for the foul as Delbridge went to the ground. Critical 3 minutes here. Rowdies like to try to hang on and have that 2-goal lead. Cincinnati will desperately try to cut it, and that's not going to do it. Long ball by Barry over the top, and it will roll back to Pickens. Pickens throws it out to Gorski as Koenig had come inside. Now Gorski looking for Restrepo. Restrepo brought it down, but it's taken away by Delbridge, and now Cincinnati up front.
Good job there, Joe Cole off the ball to run that one down, and despite the fact that FC Cincinnati, well, I thought they would have kept it, but it's even won a throw-in for the Rowdies. So great work off the ball defensively by Joe Cole. That's that extra bit of effort that the Rowdies are going to need tonight to be able to see this one through, not give FC Cincinnati any time on the ball, and don't give them time to make decisions or give them space to find open players.
Here's Portillos. And Wisthoff, Georgie. Schaefer, and Portillo's. It's fun to watch those three work together. Sideline we've seen quite a bit here at Al Lining Stadium, and the side's been pretty effective. Schaefer getting both goals tonight. Throw in Rowdies at midfield. Nice ball by Gorski. King. The Rowdies do a good job of switching to King. Attacks to the box. He's into the 18. Now he'll cut it back. That one's taken away. Now it's an opportunity here as Cincinnati counters. Lots of green and yellow, but it's still going forward in GB.
Good job there. Hunter Gorski pushing up as Darnell King had the track back. He had a lot of space and then wasn't able to do anything with it, giving the ball right back to FC Cincinnati. Gorski steps up to stop that counterattack.
He hit the 45th minute. Neil Collins steps in front of that. Now Cole looking to turn. That's Restrepo. Great ball by Cole. Restrepo in. He doesn't have anyone in the box. He's got to go slowly, but he's got a lot of guys crashing. Now he'll put it in. Looking for Guinzotti, and it's too far. It's in for Hildebrandt, and there's 2 minutes of stoppage time. Shown by the fourth official on the sideline as Hildebrandt comes to the top of the area. And Lee, we've talked about just the Rowdies obviously having a 2-0 lead should they win, and with the Red Bulls too in their game. But for Cincinnati, that same result up there in Charlotte, if they can somehow come back, they would actually host the game as a 6th seed. But right now they've got to find a way, and they almost did, but a nice defensive play by Gorski allows the Rowdies to turn it upfield. Strong tackle by King. Pollock has it. Bone. And a carefulest play there by FC Cincinnati. Appear to maybe got away with it. Not yet. Restrepo has it, and they do finally lose full possession. Schaefer. Everyone sees that left foot. You can hear him say shoot, but it's Portillo's on the ball across. Towards the back post. It's over everyone. It's a goal kick. Like to hear that. A lot of times you wonder when Schaefer has it and it's on his left foot anywhere within 25. You hear the fans giving the old shoot yell. Restrepo.
They want to add that third one before the halftime.
If they can. We're 30 seconds or so as King is whistled for a foul. Free kick for Cincinnati. Free kick here for Cincinnati. They're going to send everyone up, as it appears, most everyone. Rowdies holding the line about 20 out. They'll drop back to the 18. That one's carrying into the box, drifting. Collins, not a good ball, but that one's cleared away by King. Neil Collins put it back across the box, and with that as a halftime whistle. So a little careless play there. Didn't cost the Rowdies lead, but it was an exciting first half. Marcel Schaefer seems to be the story on this one.
Yes, he certainly is. 2 goals. Been great setting up some opportunities as well, but certainly fantastic by the German in this game so far to give them the 2-0 lead.
Yeah, and the Rowdies really got an early start, and they were able to continue on to it, and that was the key. They continued to create opportunities, and to be truthful, we'll see it in the highlights at the half. A soft goal really gave them the first opportunity.
Yeah, sometimes you know, you get the breaks. The Rowdies haven't got the breaks a lot of the times in previous seasons, and this time they get one, and deservedly so.
And right now Heather Donnelly is with Alan Koch, the head coach of Cincinnati.
Thanks, Mike. Coach, you're down 2-0 here on the road. What went wrong defensively for you guys in the first half?
We'll obviously have to go watch the film. Most of the goals from the other side, but I feel like we probably switched off or made individual errors to allow them to score those 2 goals. Give Tampa Bay credit, obviously. Both goals they capitalized and seized their moments, but we have to do a better job of trying to get behind Tampa Bay's back four. There's no point in us going out and possessing the ball and looking pretty. This is playoff soccer. It's about the end product.
Yeah, what's it going to take in the second half for you guys to overcome this 2-goal deficit?
You got to go score goals. That's the reality of it, and obviously just limit the number of mistakes that we made. I don't think we made many mistakes, but at this level of play, if you make one mistake, it's normally going to be a goal.
Thanks, Coach. Guys.
Well, thank you, Heather. We got halftime coming up here. Tampa Bay Rowdies, 2 first-half goals by Marcel Schaefer have the 2-0 lead. You're watching Tampa Bay Rowdies soccer on this TV, Tampa Bay.
Today, we can connect more, play more, do more. And all that more takes energy. At Duke Energy, we're doing more too. More innovative technology, like ways to fix outages before they happen, for more reliable energy every day. So no matter how much you do, we're always here, with power for your life.
Can you feel it? That vibe. It's here on America's best beaches. Feel it in unique mashups of amazing, crazy, and wow. So within every moment, you live amplified. St. Pete Clearwater, solar powered and radiating 1,000,000 megawatts of possibility. Dive in deeper at liveamplified.com.
If you're new in town and working on your dreams and you don't know what you need, we got the perfect plan for you. My Blue, we are here for you, for you, for you. We're Florida Blue. Don't you worry now, 'cause you don't have to. Here we always say we got you. We are here for you. This is your home, Florida Blue.
Some people are blessed. Compassion and empathy are second nature. Being selfless increases their self-worth. They consider caring for others a calling, not a sacrifice. And we consider them our role models. Because if humanity can make the world a better place, imagine what it can do for healthcare.
Welcome back here to Al Lang Stadium, where the Rowdies lead FC Cincinnati 2-0 in first-round action of the USL playoffs. Mike Pepper and Lee Godfrey. And Lee, we talked about this first half. Rowdies needed something quick. They got it. It wasn't a pretty one, but hey, that momentum has gone that way at the green and yellow.
Yeah, they'll take it. They'll take the goal and a beautiful first half as we take a look at those first half highlights in this one. And really was the Marcel Schaefer show. You see the long ball over the top there early as they're able to get it back to Marcel Schaefer, and he takes it just on a bad angle, almost at the side and the top of the 6-yard box with his left foot, and comes across Hildebrandt, and that just sneaks underneath him. He can't believe it. But Marcel Schaefer and the rest of the Rowdies are pumped at that one. And then they just kept coming. Here's a look at maybe one of the only real opportunities by FC Cincinnati in the first half, as McLaughlin takes that shot, and that one's always going away from goal, as Matt Pickens, I think, was there the whole time. And then the second goal, too much space opening up here for Tampa Bay Rowdies, as this one's brought down. You see it pushed across to Marcel Schaefer, and he just rips that one with the left foot across the face of goal, past a diving Mitch Hildebrandt. Not much he could do on that one. You see he's outstretched as far as he can go. And Schaefer, wow, what a 45 minutes of play for him. And then here are your first half stats.
Yeah, look at that there, the 2-0. I mean, shots Cincinnati's had it, but none of them have been on target. Matt Pickens has yet to be tested at all. The possession there, pretty even, but the Rowdies have been the more dangerous team of the two.
Yeah, they have, and you heard Alan Koch talk about the fact that they got to get in behind the defense. It doesn't help if they just pass the ball around in their own half, and that's probably what's got them that 47% in possession, but it doesn't do them any good moving forward.
More of the halftime show coming up. The Tampa Bay Rowdies lead Cincinnati 2-0 here in the playoffs. You're watching Tampa Bay Rowdies soccer on this TV, Tampa Bay.
At Tropical Smoothie Cafe, we want you to eat better and feel better with smoothies made from better-for-you ingredients and food crafted with the bold flavors you love, like our Chipotle Chicken Club Flatbread with grilled chicken, bacon, pepper jack, and Chipotle mayo, or our Island Green Smoothie with fresh kale and spinach, banana, mango, and pineapple. life's too good to settle for anything less. Chipotle Chicken Club and Island Green Smoothie at Tropical Smoothie Cafe. Eat better, feel better.
Florida Print Solutions is St. Petersburg's leader for the best quality, service, marketing, and printing solutions for your business, always with free pickup and delivery. At Florida Print Solutions, we stand for our community. Superior product quality, effective business solutions, and of course, we stand for printing. Make your next call to Florida Print Solutions and take your business image to the next level. Florida Print Solutions is an official sponsor of the Tampa Bay Rowdies.
Guys, come on. T, let's go, let's go. Come on. Shortcuts on 3. 1, 2, 3, shortcuts!
We're on the road showing real people the stain-fighting power of OxyClean.
Stains on t-shirt, I see it coming out pretty quickly. The stain is gone.
That's a huge difference. You could see how it was really disgusting and how white it is now.
Looks like the stain is coming out. The OxyClean started to lift it up. I'm pretty impressed.
OxyClean, America's #1 versatile stain remover. Now get the power of OxyClean in a detergent. One cap beats 4 of theirs. OxyClean gets the tough stains out.
The new locale at Sundial in St. Petersburg. More than a market. For breakfast, lunch, dinner, eat it here or take it home. Fresh-made sushi, Pan-Asian dishes, mouth-watering burgers, ice-cold beer, specialty drinks, and decadent desserts. Lunch hour or happy hour. Enjoy it here or take it home. More than a market. Come and taste locale at Sundial.
I'm a retired school psychologist, and helping people was my thing.
I was very independent and thought I could take care of myself. I fell, and I had to have Meals on Wheels.
After my stroke, when Meals on Wheels started, I was on the other end of the stick, so to speak.
Meals on Wheels, coming to my door as someone who's housebound, having someone check on me, assures me that I'm not forgotten.
Meals on Wheels has given me a mode of freedom that I wouldn't have otherwise.
We're the clients.
We are the clients.
We are the clients of Meals on Wheels.
America, let's do lunch.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
How can I help my daughter with her reading?
Searching for help with Dachshund Reading.
Why do you not get me?
I do. This is what it feels like for kids with learning and attention issues. Redirecting to understood.org.
Join parents and experts at understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues to help your child thrive.
The end of the USL regular season also saw the end to the statistical awards race and the announcement of the winners for Golden Boot and Golden Glove, along with assist champion. Expansion franchise Reno 1868 FC had an inaugural season for the record books, becoming the league's top-scoring offense and snagging 2 awards along the way. Dane Kelly became the USL all-time leading goal scorer during the regular season, adding a single-season-high 18 goals to his career tally while claiming the first USL Golden Boot of his career. His USL regular season goal total reached 66 as he was the first USL player to surpass 50 goals since the league's inception in 2011. In a stellar rookie campaign, Chris Whean had a hand in the offensive success of Reno 1868 FC, connecting with Kelly to create 4 goals for Reno over the course of the season. In total, Whean notched 12 assists, tying the USL single-season record as he earned the title of assist champion. The regular season also saw Rochester Rhinos goalkeeper Tomas Gomez snag his 2nd consecutive Golden Glove award. In 22 appearances, Gomez posted 11 shutouts with a .73 goals against average. His award continued the trend for the club as Rochester earned their 4th Golden Glove in 4 seasons.
With playoffs finally here, the awards for MVP, Rookie of the Year, Coach of the Year, Defender of the Year, Goalkeeper of the Year, along with the 2017 USL All-League team will be announced in November. For USL Network, I'm Morgan Conklin.
They said I have troll teeth.
That my voice sounded like a possessed baby doll.
That no one would ever love someone as stupid as me.
That I was fat, ugly.
Disgusting.
The effect of bullying is potent. We will no longer be the silent majority.
Now, when you see online bullying, there's something you can do about it.
We're gonna take action with the I.
I am a witness. I am a witness. I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness, and so are you.
Every day across America, excess food is gathered by a network of good people at local food banks, giving hope to millions of children who struggle with hunger. They've earned their wings, and you can too. Together, we can solve child hunger. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
We got the sun. We got today. We got the sun. Jumping. Got it right through the night. Got it dialed in. It's just you and me in a perfect day.
Sundial, the place to shop and dine in downtown St. Petersburg. The new locale at Sundial in St. Petersburg. More than a market. For breakfast, lunch, dinner, eat it here or take it home. Fresh-made sushi, Pan-Asian dishes, mouth-watering burgers, ice-cold beer, specialty drinks, and decadent desserts. Lunch hour or happy hour. Enjoy it here or take it home. More than a market. Come and taste locale at Sundial in St. Petersburg.
If you're going to chase your dreams, remember, they're faster than you think.
Welcome back to USL Soccer here on This TV. Tampa Bay, the Rowdies leading FC Cincinnati 2-0 in the Eastern Conference Quarterfinals here in the USL playoffs. Coach, a big first half for you guys. What enabled you to have so much success against FC Cincinnati?
Yeah, we done well. Obviously, we spoke about the importance of starting the game well, and we started on the front foot. And like I said, we won a lot of first and second balls, and we were nice and aggressive without the ball. That was a big part in it.
What's it going to take in the second half for you guys to maintain or extend this lead?
Exactly the same. We really have to be on guard. Cincinnati, they're loaded with attacking players. They've got some very good attacking players, and they've got nothing to lose now. They, like you said, they have to get goals, so they're going to chuck men forward, so we have to be ready for that.
All right, thanks, Coach. Guys.
Thank you, Heather. As the second half getting ready to get started, Rowdies fans certainly excited. And Leah, again, we talked about it at the half, but first few minutes of this one is going to be important. The intensity, is Coach Campbell pointed out, Cincinnati's got nothing to lose.
Yeah, they're going to have to throw everything now at the Tampa Bay Rowdies, including putting more players forward, which will open them up at the back. But you heard them, and they do have a lot of talented scorers in GB with 12 goals this season. And Danny Koenig, we really haven't said his name very much in that first half, as between the two of them, they have 23 goals on the season. So that just told you how well the Rowdies did in closing down their top goal scorers in that first half, and they need to keep that same momentum and same discipline going for the next 45 minutes of play.
Yeah, I think GB had a header, but it was about 5 or 6 yards wide. Or now Wiedemann from distance. They haven't had much as GB Fall gets us underway second half. Cincinnati switches it. We'll go from right to left, and there it is there. A half hour ahead of us, Lee, and that's big. 3-0 New York. Free kick will go for, or excuse me, throw in will go for Joe Cole and the Rowdies. Sent back up the field. Guinzotti challenging with Delbridge, and Delbridge wins the header. Now it's over, and Georgi Ristov on the tackle will get it. Guinzotti tries to turn. He does. Cole gets it wide. Schaefer, left foot. Schaefer, save! Hildebrandt!
Wow, that close. That ball fell so nicely once again to Marcel Schaefer, and you know how good he is with that left foot, and he was able to get all of that one. Once again, beautiful pass across by Joe Cole. One touch, and then bam, he hits it. And this time, Mitch Hildebrandt's able to dive to his left and get a hand on it.
Hildebrandt, outstanding save. And to be honest and truthful, that was probably Marcel's best placed of his 3 goals, or of his 2 goals in that shot. But Hildebrandt, strong save. But it will be Schaefer taking the U.S. Ameribank corner kick here for the Rowdies. In swinger. Towards the back post. Hildebrandt strong, wins that one before Vengard can get there.
Yeah, Hunter Gorski also likes coming in. That back post was there as well, so smart play by Mitch Hildebrandt to come off his line and grab that one.
Bone will get it back to Delbridge. And Austin Berry sends it up the field, looking for GB. Collins wins it.
Oh, it's really still Koenig and GB up front. Andrew Wiedemann is switched over to the left side now.
McLaughlin loses it, but Bone comes out with it. Here's Delbridge. Delbridge sends it up. Tyler Polak.
This is where the Rowdies have to stay playing the way they did in the first, closing down, not giving Cincinnati space on the ball in these areas, time to either set up a play or to have time to take a shot.
Played over the top, far side is Hoyt. Hoyt sends it across. Cincinnati won that one. It will be a goal kick, though, as GB goes up high over the top. They've already got that first opportunity, maybe their best one there, as Hoyt got down to the line and able to send that one in. As you pointed out, GB with his 12 and Koenig with his 11. Very potent up top if they get opportunities. As Matt Pickens looking to keep clean sheet number 9 in the year, I believe. This will be 10. He does have 9. The first 3 clean sheets of the year were by Akira Fitzgerald here at Al Lang, as Matt Pickens recovering from a preseason injury. But since Akira got hurt himself in the game at Louisville, Matt Pickens has been the starter since. Throw in will go the Rowdies' way. So it's played up the field by Portillo's on the throw. Polak, but it would be a foul behind the ball for the Rowdies. And for viewers in Tampa Bay, after all the action on the field, check out the best in movie action, drama, and romance right here on Tampa Bay's first broadcast movie channel, This TV Tampa Bay. Digital 32.2, Spectrum 630, Frontier Fios 463, and Comcast 229. As Collins works the short free kick, he'll get it back. Now looking long, that's going to go over the line. It will be a throw in for Cincinnati.
At some point tonight as well, as we look at the bench of the Tampa Bay Rowdies, you have to wonder how long Stuart Campbell will decide at what point. There's a lot of talent still on that bench for the Rowdies. As you look at it there, is McAnda Weary, Darwin Jones, Alex Morel, Justin Chavez, Michael Nanshoff, and Martin Patterson are the subs available. Of course, Akira Fitzgerald and behind that man there, Matt Pickens, who gets up and wins that ball.
Yeah, that one hung up. That was straight into the teeth of that wind. Matt Pickens does a good job of coming out and collecting that ball. As you can see, a final Now, Rochester, the 4 seed, moves on. They will travel to Louisville next weekend in the USL Eastern Conference. One side of the bracket complete. The other side here, the Rowdies have a 2-0 lead as the 3 seed, and an upset going in Charleston right now. I think they're probably 30 minutes ahead of us lead. They must be entering the 80th minute or so. And that is a 3-0 lead for the 7th seed New York Red Bulls 2 over the Charleston Battery.
And you know what? Not a big surprise in my mind. That's a Red Bull team that can score. If they play well defensively, they've got the offensive power to do some things. They're a quick team.
Vingard shot over the top, and we'll be remiss. I know we mentioned it once or twice when they were here just a couple of weeks ago, but they are the defending champions of the USL.
Defending champions, and that game against the Rowdies, Mike, for our entire season, I think that game just flew by. There was so much offense. It was back and forth. The pace of that game was one of the fastest ones I've seen this season. So they made some mistakes defensively against the Rowdies, and they were able to capitalize on it. And obviously tonight they've shorn some things up to be able to keep that clean sheet so far on the road in Charleston. Very difficult place to play.
Still a lot of time, dangerous ball here, but Portillos is there. He'll play it up to Joe Cole. Tackled by Bone. Back to Polak.
Oh, that is a bad, nasty challenge.
Joe Cole taken down.
That should be a card.
Andrew Wiedemann, or make that McLaughlin. McLaughlin was on the tackle. That was... You heard Joe Cole immediately react. It is a yellow card issued to McLaughlin. I think the Rowdies are thinking maybe that may have been a little bit more. Cole down, getting treatment right now.
And that's the type of player you don't want to lose, and you've got to protect your players here. Watch Cole make the turn, and he gets chopped down.
Cleats in, straight leg, but he didn't really leave his feet to do it, so it's kind of a... You've seen, I've seen a red from it.
Good sportsmanship there, though, by McLaughlin as they shake hands, and he says he's okay. That's the best thing that the Rowdies can see there.
And I'd be hard pressed to really say it deserved a red, but like I said, some officials see it the other way. But it is a yellow card to Jimmy McLaughlin. There in the 53rd minute. Rowdies will have a throw. Offensive third, and good news is Joe Cole is up. The yellow card issued to McLaughlin means Cole did not have to leave the field for medical assistance. Pickens sends this up the field. Cole challenging with Delbridge. Delbridge, much bigger size advantage, wins that one, gets it to Bone. Now back to Hoyt. Hoyt being chased back will use Hildebrand. And he'll just send it up the field. Vingard, good positioning. His header, though, is taken. Now it's Cole. Joe Cole behind the defense. Joe Cole into the box. A tackle by Delbridge and run onto by Hildebrand. Good defense on the recovery. Looks like Barry did get to it. And as Barry is down, Hildebrand will play it out. So they'll need a little assistance here for Austin Barry.
Yeah, I think Joe Cole just fell on him. But watch this. Great little interception there as Delbridge makes a mistake, and he's got to try to get back in time. And you see, sorry, Austin Barry, and it is Barry who takes the knee of Joe Cole.
Like to the back of the head, perhaps, sir. But they are looking at other parts.
It was a good recovery by Austin Barry. He had to atone for his previous mistake there. And if that giveaway would have happened maybe 5 or 6 more yards down the pitch, Joe Cole probably would have had the space to take a shot away, as it's a cleat and a knee. It's the knee that comes into the back of Austin Barry's head there as Mitch Hildebrand dives forward to keep that one from going out of play.
And so as the throw-in will go, the Rowdies will throw it in to Hildebrand on all things. But while that's being worked out and Austin Barry is up, he will have to go because there was no card issued. The USL is one of the most prominent second division professional leagues in the world, featuring some of the game's top talent and rising stars. Stay up to date with all the latest league news by visiting USLsoccer.com and follow the league on Twitter @USL.
Now, Mike, Red Bulls are just destroying the Charleston Battery. They've added another one, Benjamin Mines, in the 84th minute. So that one's over.
That one is over. The winner of this game will host the New York Red Bulls 2 next weekend. Right now, the Rowdies have a 2-goal lead into the 56th minute. There's the one thing we want to look at as broadcasters. We're not looking past this. But as a third goal would go a long way. We saw how that could in Charleston. The third goal for New York really opened it up, gives them an opportunity to get the fourth one too. But should Cincinnati get one back, it'll change the entire game flow through the last part as Polak heads it out of bounds. Collins. Gorski plays it over McLaughlin, and Darnell King has a world of space.
Yeah, good movement by the Rowdies there to create that space. When you always move the ball from you know, east to west and north to south, that tires out a team when they're off the ball.
King in a collision with Polak, but it's Guinzotti runs it down. Restrepo go towards the line. Tackle there by Delbridge, and it will be a throw-in for the Rowdies. Cincinnati set to make a substitution on the pitch for Cincinnati. Andrew Wiedemann will come off, and Kadeem Dakers will come on. So Dakers onto the field. Cole, Guinzotti, little touch there, good work there to the Rowdies, but it's cleared away by Walker, but to the feet of Darnell King. King cross over the inline goal kick. You hear a noise in the background, Lee. There's a street festival going on and fireworks going off here downtown St. Petersburg. That one over the top. Maybe Guinzotti running onto it. He's into the box. He'll take a first-time left-footed shot. It's at Hildebrandt. Good to get it on target. It probably would have wanted to bring that one down, running away from the net. Yeah, he was being closed down in a hurry. I think that was probably his best option. We've seen Mitch Hildebrandt make a mistake early in the first half on the first Marcel Schaefer goal. So why not have a go at it? Good timing on the volley and to be able to get it on target. I bet there'll be some fireworks here as well in just over 30 minutes time if the Rowdies can hold on to this lead as well. Really limited Cincinnati, but we saw one mistake by Hildebrandt really open it up for the Rowdies. I'd like to think the Rowdies would limit their mistake, but it's an opportunity for McLaughlin now, who drops it out for Hoyt. Here's Bone, Polak. Them at this area. These are the over-the-top balls here that they're talking about, just to try to get by that back line. And if that's the best that Cincinnati can do, the Rowdies are in good shape. So some good defending there on some good possession by FC Cincinnati, but they just couldn't get around the back four and the holding mids. King plays it into Cole. Cole sends it across. There's Ristov. Georgie into the box. Georgie wide to Schaefer. Marcel Schaefer towards the back post. Cole's right up. Polak just sends it over the line. It'll be a U.S. Ameribank corner kick for the Rowdies. And while Marcel Schaefer trots over, for viewers in Tampa Bay, catch all new comedies now on MOR TV. First, it's Tampa Bay's newest 80s family that's all about throwback fun. It's the Goldbergs. Catch them weekdays at 5 and 5:30. Then, girls just want to have fun on the comedy smash Mom. Weeknights at 10 and 10:30, only on MOR. Just can't get enough. It's MOR, digital 32.1, Spectrum 1012 HD, Frontier Fios 512 HD, and Comcast 437. think I won the bet with myself. I could get that in before Schaefer made it over. Now he'll do an in-swinger, though. Towards the near post. It doesn't clear the front man. It's sent out. Darnell King will have all kinds of space. He'll play it back across. Knowing that Collins is there, it's just too strong, and it will go too far. Will be a throw-in Cincinnati. Two balls on the field, but foul behind the play. And will Georgi Hristov get a card? He'll get a card. Well, a lot of times you see if that's a lot of open space behind that, but don't know if that was deserving of a card right there, Lee. Didn't seem to be. It didn't seem to be the equivalent of what we saw with the first card of the game to McLaughlin.
No, let's have another look at it here, though. But there you see the grab on the shoulder and the pull on the jersey. So
it's more times than not. You're right.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. He's taking away that opportunity and stopping a counterattack by FC Cincinnati.
Here's Joe Cole. Cole, Delbridge, just unlucky. Delbridge had it and seemed to find his back heel as Cole seemed to have it around him. Hola. Portillos chase 8 Dakers. And Portillos will play it up the field. Be a throw in. Second substitution for Cincinnati. Coming off will be GB, and Kyle Gregg will come on.
It's very interesting that, you know, GB's really just a stand-at-home type of forward. You got to provide him service, and he hasn't been getting any of that. So Gregg comes in, probably a little bit more mobile, can cover some more space than GB did, as you see him not happy being taken off here in the 62nd minute of play.
Well, that played back up. And now it's Dakers out there with it. Hoyt sent across, back into the box, played down. One of the Cincinnati players down, not looking for a foul, but it's Joe Cole who has it. Opportunity over the top for Cole. Hildebrand off his line and plays it into the stands. Throw in Rowdies.
Winzati, I believe it's Winzati was asking, or was it Restrepo on the bottom of the screen, wide open on the right-hand side, was asking for some service there. Instead, the ball went forward to Joe Cole. Mitch Hildebrand able to come out and clear that one away.
Portillos gets it up to Hristov. Georgi. And Portillos run into from behind. And it is over in Charleston. Even though we think it was over probably about 20 minutes ago, but it's final. 4-0. New York Red Bulls 2 advance. They will face the winner of this one here from St. Petersburg. And it will be either here at Al Lang Stadium next weekend or Cincinnati, depending upon who wins this. We're in the 64th minute right now. Rowdy's still looking good. Have led since early on, 2 first half Marcel Schaefer goals.
Getting one more here would really deflate FC Cincinnati, as at this point they probably still think they're in this if they can get one and really push down the stretch.
Schaefer sends it in. Collins challenges the header. May have gone off the back, but it didn't matter. Hildebrand kept it in bounds before it rolled over for, or at least over the goal line.
Yeah, interesting. Like I said, going back to that GB substitution as we take another look at this, Mike, Kyle Gregg only with 1 goal on the season. So I'm just wondering if you're giving up that goal-scoring touch for more pace and more movement of the ball. But at this point, I guess Alan Koch says, I got to pull the trigger now. I have no choice.
Well, an opportunity now. Cincinnati. Looks like Portillos tied up. Dakers. Here's Bone. Back across. King on the header. Back post. And we'll call the push on the back. And it will be the free kick for the Rowdies. Let's look at GB, the FC Cincinnati's leading scorer, who was substituted for a couple of minutes ago. Pickens sets it up. That one's up the field looking for Cole. Doesn't win that one. Cincinnati has it. Pollock. Pollock splits the defenders. Gets it to Walker. Walker's pass intercepted by Ristoff. Georgie goes forward. Georgie plays it out to Schaefer, who did a good job of staying onside. Now he'll whip it in, left foot. Guinzotti on the slide in will be whistled for the foul. Be a free kick for Cincinnati. And the latest USL news is on Sirius XM FC. Tune into USL Coast to Coast with Mike Watts, Mondays at 7 p.m. Eastern on Channel 85. Sirius XM FC also airs the USL Game of the Week. Check USLsoccer.com for more details. Be interesting. We have looked at the substitutions. Cincinnati has used 2 of theirs, Lee. Point out, we always wonder in these games that do have extra time how you use those substitutes.
Yeah, and you wonder what experience you bring in versus youth and energy.
There's one well read by King. Darnell King will get it out to Restrepo. King's running wide. He'll get it back. Tries to get it into Restrepo, but it falls to King. Gets it over. He's got 2 choices, Vingard and Schaefer. Now it's out to Ristoff. Georgie. Right foot shot. Crossbar! Is that a cross? It's across the guide! Goal! Georgie Ristoff! Rowdies lead 3-0.
Well, Georgie Ristoff had the time and space, and he let this one rip. It hits the crossbar, and you can't tell where it bounced from that angle on the ground originally, but the referee said it did completely cross the line. Here's another look, crossbar, and that's well behind the line as it comes back down. Hildebrand tries to punch it out, but that came down off the bar, 2 feet behind the line. The second time it bounced, Mike, it was on the line, but that's way too late. That is just a fantastic strike by Georgie Ristoff to give the Rowdies a 3-0 lead.
Well, that's a huge one, Lee. That's a huge one as we enter the 68th minute, almost the 69th minute now. Rowdies leading by 3. Opportunity here. Cincinnati trying to get it back. They'll be whistled for a foul on the Rowdies. Free kick will go Cincinnati's way as Pollock over it. They'll have to play it quickly. Cincinnati's going to increase the pace. Back post. And as it goes over the line, let's check in with Heather Donnelly.
Mike, something that makes that goal by Georgie Ristoff even more impressive is that about a minute before he scored, he had signaled to Stuart Campbell on the sideline that something was wrong, and we saw him stretching his left leg, either his calf or his hamstring here, when there was a little bit of a stoppage in play, and then he immediately went down and scored. So Georgie, in a little bit of pain, not even 100% when he scored there, but if there's going to be a sub upcoming for the Rowdies, I imagine it will be Georgie here pretty soon, guys.
Thank you, Heather. It's great info off that, and hearing what he's telling Stuart Campbell, and maybe a little bit more intent. Do you still look at bringing it in now with a 3-0 lead? Do you look at maybe bringing in a Justin Chavez or maybe even a McCann, where he's someone a little more defensive? Those are your 2 better defensive options on that bench right now.
Yeah, you know, it's a good question, because if I want pace and people to close down in the defensive half of Cincinnati, I would say an Alex Morel that's going to run forever out there.
Well, it might be an opportunity, and that was that a back pass. It was a toe poke by Guinzotti. Hildebrand made the save. As that's sent up the field, it's off Cincinnati. Or no, it's off the Rowdies. So a Cincinnati throw.
That's good. That's good.
Played short.
Mike, it's funny, the players on the pitch here tonight with Joe Cole out there and Marcel Schaefer. that goal was scored the way it was. It was England versus Germany in the 2010 World Cup, and England had a goal called back almost exactly like that. It hit the crossbar, was a few feet behind the line. They didn't use goal line technology back then. England could have gone into the half tied up with Germany. Instead, the goal doesn't count. Germany ends up winning the game. Joe Cole was a member of that team. Of course, Marcel Schaefer has been capped at the German level. Wasn't a part of that team, but both players will probably remember that game very well. And a similar goal scored here tonight at Al Lang Stadium. This time, it counted, though.
Well, that was a big reason goal line technology started to get a bigger look. But right now, Cincinnati trying to threaten, pushing forward. Ball played back out onto the far side. Sent across. Back post. Collins heads it out. Cincinnati collects it. Polak has to go back to Hildebrandt. Mitch Hildebrandt will look to send it back up the field. Restrepo for Guinzotti. Cincinnati gets it, but Darnell King, expecting that, runs in. McLaughlin raises the foot a little high. And for viewers in Tampa Bay, this Wednesday, join 1025 The Bone, Spanish and Carmen for MOR's Tampa Bay Comic-Con Unmasked. They'll take you on a costumed adventure through the fun and excitement of Tampa Bay Comic-Con this Wednesday at 8 on MOR. I'll finish to let you know where that is. Just a second, as that's across from Restrepo. Guinzotti now on it. There's Gorski. And that's blocked, and an opportunity for Cincinnati. Koenig on it, and Collins across. Collins slows it down at least, but it's still Koenig. Koenig can't get around Neil Collins. Great defense by the big Scotsman. Schaefer has it. Now the Rowdies, and they'll have a free kick. And just a reminder where you can see that special Unmasked. It's Wednesday MOR, Digital 32.1, Spectrum 1012 HD, Frontier Fios 512 HD, and Comcast 437.
It's filled up very well here at Al Lang Stadium, and you can hear the fans, including Ralph's mob, getting behind this team. They're having a great time here tonight. There is a small contingent of fans from FC Cincinnati that made the trip, and now the Rowdies fans are having a little bit of fun with them right now because it can't be that fun for the Cincy fans, but good to see that the passionate ones made the trip down here to Florida, but just not getting quite the result that they wanted at this point in time.
Well, Heather pointed out that Georgi Ristov wasn't feeling right before he scored that goal. He's down right now, and it does look like the Rowdies are set to make a substitution for Georgi. Seems to be holding a little bit of that left leg, apparently. He's moving all right, but
it looks like Damian Lowe on the sidelines there is putting on the game jersey, taking off.
Is that Darwin?
Darwin Jones.
You're right.
Damian Lowe's long gone.
Is it a long way from Norway? Yeah, you're right. It is Darwin Jones, and kind of that speculation. You keep that pressure there, and obviously 3 goals feels good, and it will be Darwin Jones. But I think you still, once you hit that 80th minute, it'll be interesting, Lee. Do you make that announcement to the crowd to let them know what happened about 600 miles or about 400 miles to the northeast up in Charlotte, or excuse me, Charleston? That's a long ball looking for Darwin Jones. It's over his head, and it'll be a throw in Cincinnati. Portillo's up high, heads it over the line.
Hopefully for Georgi Ristov, that's just cramps and nothing is serious moving forward for the Rowdies.
Opportunity here is Dakers on it. Has 3 Rowdies on him. Can't split him, but he does earn a throw in. Taken quickly, but it's Schaefer who intercepts it. Back across. Cincinnati looking a little slow on the ball, but this one deflects. Second ball, Dakers. into the area. And it's Neil Collins who steps on that, plays it up the field, and as it goes out, let's check in with Heather Donnelly.
Mike, this is the first playoff match for the Rowdies since winning the 2012 NASL Soccer Bowl on October 27th, 2012. Midfielder Keith Savage and now head coach Stuart Campbell were members of that championship team. So it's been about 5 years since the Rowdies appeared in the playoffs, and they've come out with a dominant performance, guys.
Opportunity for Cincinnati, trailing 3-0, 76th minute. Dakers on the cross, deflects. It will be a corner kick for FC Cincinnati. Good look at Matt Pickens. It's Polak. Sends this one into the box. Restrepo, the first one to it. He'll head it out, but it's Polak running it down, and his second ball across. Back post this time. Won by Guinzotti, headed out. Again, Dakers. Dakers getting opportunities. Nothing's really getting across, but they will get another corner kick.
Yeah, you don't want a lot of these developing with 14 minutes plus stoppage time to go. You don't want to park that bus. You want to keep going. The Rowdies have played in almost perfect games to this point, execution-wise.
Sent in, and it's scrambled. It's cleared out. Second ball coming back. And Cincinnati just needs to keep possession. Hoyt will play it back long. Collins wins it. Goes over the line, throw in.
Remember, Mike, I asked you if at halftime if Stuart Campbell was going to tell the team the score and what's at stake here. 45 minutes away, you're hosting another game. That answer would be a big no. The players did not want to know and do not want to know the score of that New York Red Bulls 2 result. They want to finish this off how they can and not allow that other result to determine or to play into how they're playing here tonight. So it'll be interesting to see at what point, if it's 2 minutes left, that they actually make the announcement here, so the fans know that if the current result holds, that they will be hosting another game here at Al Lang.
That will be the point to look at. What is that number? I agree, it's too early now. Cincinnati, there are numerous corner kicks here. They haven't done anything with them, but this one's near post. It's headed out. Now it's headed on net. Matt Pickens, save! Pickens was out of position. What a recovery, what a save. It's still 3-0 Rowdies.
Yeah, that's what we need. That's the best chance so far for FC Cincinnati. And Matt Pickens is out of his net there, way outside of his post. He comes diving back in and gets a hand on that one to save for what would be a for sure goal.
Dakers on that opportunity as it was headed away. Pickens way away, but he was able to recover. That's another one on the back, and this one's going to go past everyone, and it went off FC Cincinnati. A Rowdies throw, a chance to breathe for a second.
Yeah, when you keep adding up those corner kick opportunities, you don't want to do that and be defending and defending, because sooner or later one of the teams will make you pay on that. So that was so close, but that's why you have that keeper in Matt Pickens in the posts.
Well, soccer fans, Nike is an official sponsor of the USL. For more information, visit Nike.com/soccer. Nike.com/soccer. Opportunity now as Cincinnati will be pressing everything forward. They still have one sub remaining. The Rowdies have a couple to use. There's a chance now. Dakers again. Dakers. That one's sent up by chance now. Well, during that corner kick, Aiden Quinn made their way on for Cincinnati, so they are out of subs now, Lee. Here's Pickens. And yards over the line. It will be a throw-in.
Aiden Quinn comes on for Tyler Polak.
That defenseman out of the back.
And they have just gone now. You can see how they've moved. Delbridge has moved over to the left-hand side with Barry in the middle and Hoyt. So they've gone 3 at the back now. And Aiden Quinn is in the middle of your pitch for FC Cincinnati. So that's why you're going to see maybe some more pressure being added here to the Rowdies as they really push forward now, looking for a goal.
An opportunity for the Rowdies. We saw the Red Bulls win by 4. That one off the head of Darwin Jones, so it'll be a throw-in for Cincinnati. Played up. Throw-in again now for the Rowdies. Portillos throws it up the field. Rowdies wanting an elbow thrown there by Quinn, but now it's a Cincinnati opportunity. Ball's going to go out to McLaughlin. Cuts inside on the right foot. Portillas reads that one first. She's first one there, and now it's cleared away.
Great job by Portillos to step up and win that ball back, as since he's really pushing forward. Everybody in blue jerseys in the offensive half of the Rowdies is now opening this game up when the Rowdies do get the ball to move forward.
Cole on it. Delbridge takes him down. Free kick for the Rowdies. 35 out, center of the park.
Yeah, and you knew what Joe Cole was doing. He had a quick look behind him as Delbridge was coming in behind to tackle him, because he did see Walter Restrepo on the near side of your pitch, and he was wide open.
Schaefer hit one from about this distance at Cincinnati, didn't he?
Yeah, why not? Just let him have a go. And first of all, you need to get Aiden Quinn out of the way to give him the 10 yards, because we've seen him do this before.
Here's Marcel. He's taking, looks like a run like he might actually have a strike. He does. It's not really close. It'll be a goal kick for Cincinnati.
In all other circumstances, I'd probably say there's no way you let someone do that, but we've seen Schaefer hit them from distance in the past, and at this point in the game, why not let him have a go?
Sent up the field, and now a chance here for Cincinnati. McLaughlin plays it back across. Pickens decides not to come. Chance on the turn. Koenig runs down. And that one's blocked by Darwin Jones. Sent back, far post. Pickens gets there. Before Kyle Gregg does. Winzade will be whistled for a foul. Joe Cole will get a yellow card. Cole took a shot after the whistle, and card comes out of the pocket. Hoyt sends it up to the Rowdies box. Loose ball to Bone. Corbin Bone.
Good job there by Martin Bingard defending off the ball, as Cincinnati forced to play this one all the way back to Mitch Hildebrandt.
You can see Delbridge has even moved up a little bit. Really two defenders now for Cincinnati. So Walter Restrepo will be coming off, and Michael Nanchoff with his first action since being taken down up in Bethlehem. about a month ago, Lee.
Yeah, that's great to see in Michael Nanchoff coming on and having him available. That injury looked much more serious at first, having to be stretchered off against Bethlehem. And a good run out there for Walter Restrepo tonight. He knows what it takes. He did a great job out there. He's got some great legs, can really run around the pitch and close down people. He's good with the ball at his feet as well. So
that's sent into the box, and Matt Pickens brings it off his chest. Takes a couple more minutes away, or at least a couple more seconds. Drops it down and now sends it up the field. Guinzani. Delbridge wins that over Guinzani. Gorski wins that to Cole. Tries to drop it down for Guinzani and just missed him.
Very close.
Played towards the corner. McLaughlin. King, nice job. Plays it up in the air and wins the header to himself. Up to Nanchoff. Michael Nanchoff.
King named a USL Team of the Week there, and you can see why. Some great defending there by Darnell.
Chipped in by Walker. It's up to Jones after Collins clears it out. Rowdies have numbers now. Darwin Jones has Joe Cole. Cole has Nanchoff. He'll go towards goal. Cole behind him. Cole being pulled on. Hand is up. And at that point, that's unbelievable. That's a handball on Joe Cole is called. Cole can't say anything. He's got a yellow card. But the hand was extended by Delbridge. Basically pulled on the shoulder.
Watch outside the box here.
That.
There's the pull. There's another pull. And if anything, it's a free kick just outside the box. It's a definite foul. I'm not sure if it took place or continued into the box, but certainly that should be a free kick for the Rowdies right outside the box. Just because Joe Cole doesn't go down doesn't mean it's not a foul.
That one's sent back across for Dakers. Dakers actually used a handball to swat it down, but they'll have to throw in, I guess. Up to Jones, who's got some space. Jones uses his pace. Now he'll be taken out. I think that was Delbridge again on the far side. I'm going to be wrong on that. It'll be a Rowdies throw. As Barry needs a little assistance. So on the far side, some treatment for Austin Berry. '89th minute, Rowdies leading 3-0. If they hang on to this lead, they will host New York Red Bulls 2, who upset the Charleston Battery today 1 week ago. Next weekend, here's an opportunity. Schaefer turns it back around. Actually, that's not Schaefer, that's Nanchoff. And Nanchoff taking away from the ball.
Nanchoff needs to take the shot there. Can't turn around and stop all your momentum going forward. And then you put the FC Cincinnati defender in the right position in between him and the goal. Instead, you had an opportunity to try to get around, at the very minimum, cross the ball into the box. Well, you're already in it, but at least get it across the 6.
Well, now Austin Berry, the yellow card. He was supposed to go off the field for treatment and did not get approval to come back on. So Austin Berry will get a yellow card. Corbin Bone into the 90th minute now. King's clearance blocked. Corbin Bone again. Back to Delbridge. That's deflected by Cole. It'll be a throw in for Cincinnati. Headed back to Hildebrandt, and as Rowdies look set to make their final sub. Looks like it might be Chavez, but Hildebrandt will send it up. Not a lot of stoppage time I think we've seen here in the second half lead, but it will be 4 minutes officially as the clock strikes 90. Quickly played, Bone on the right foot, looks to cross it in, headed away by Gorski. And ball shot deflected by Collins this time.
Again, good defending by the Rowdies, not letting those balls get through. Step up and don't provide that space for a channel for those balls to get through to Matt Pickens.
There's a shot and it's blocked again. Sent up. Joe Cole one-on-one with Hoyt. He's got players running. He's giving it to him. Darwin Jones on the far side. He's got Schaefer behind him, but he's cutting inside. He's got help wide, and it's Schaefer. Will it be a corner kick? No, it'll be a goal kick. And the Rowdies set to make their final substitution. Marcel Schaefer will get a much-deserved ovation and a much-needed break here as the Rowdies will be preparing for next week, and he'll be replaced by Justin Chavez.
Yeah, he's getting a standing ovation here at Al Lang Stadium. What a fantastic performance by Marcel Schaefer. 2 goals tonight. He just keeps on going. You can see he's getting a lot of hugs on the sideline from his teammates and the coaching staff here from the Rowdies. Man of the match, no doubt tonight.
Brandt took that one a little early, so started again. Referee talking to Neil Collins. 3 players pushing and shoving. It's like a little casual conversation. Now he's words with the Cincinnati player. In the
yeah, you need to take the high road now. The Rowdies do. That's just frustration on FC Cincinnati's part. Need to just brush it off and don't buy into it and don't, you know, be a part of it. Walk away.
Now sent wide, Darwin Jones. Jones has space. Jones into the box. Darwin Jones now on the left foot. He'll cut it across. It's blocked. Second ball. Jones shot. Saved by Hildebrandt. Well struck into the gut of Hildebrandt. Good move there to create some space for Quinn. Running up the field, Aiden Quinn. Dakers on the cross. Gorski on the diving header. Clearance. Plenty of space here now for the Rowdies. And it's Darwin Jones. Chavez. Final minute of stoppage time as it comes to Guinzotti. And Nanchoff. Rowdies just keeping possession. Nanchoff. And next week, Lee, should be an exciting matchup here at Al Lang Stadium. I think I can safely say it. Fans wanted a foul on Hoyt as Guinzotti goes down, but Hoyt up the field. Portillos, it's over his head. Dakers on it. Getting Dakers inside onto the left foot. All the way across. Now shot trying to curl. It'll be over the top. Goal kick. And by the time Matt Pickens sets this one up,
yeah, he'd probably take the yellow on this as well.
Might well be.
I wouldn't doubt if he gets a warning.
Cautions to Ristoff and Cole tonight for the Rowdies. So as this one reaches upfield, we'll see how long that final whistle goes. It's going to continue on a little bit more as that one goes over the sideline. Rowdies throw. Dakers. Quinn taken down from behind. Now Cincinnati will free kick.
Quick freak. He's going to have that reset, but we've already played. I'm surprised he let it go an extra 30 seconds. Yeah. And now he's allowing a free kick to take place. This must be the last play of the game.
We saw 4, but Apparently 4 means 5 in some languages. This one over the top. Collins and King will just volley it up. And as that ball reaches midfield, the Tampa Bay Rowdies advance to the second round of the USL playoffs, beating Cincinnati 3-0.
Just a complete performance by the Tampa Bay Rowdies tonight. One of their best games of the season here at home. They get the clean sheet, they score 3 goals, and they are going forward to the next round of the playoffs.
And Heather Donnelly with the head coach of the Rowdies, Stuart Campbell.
Coach, an absolutely dominating playoff performance. What statement does this make about your team?
Yeah, it was a really professional performance tonight. We played really well from start to finish, and like I said, we come into the playoff with some momentum behind us, and now we obviously built on that tonight.
We now know that New York managed to upset Charleston, so you'll get to play here next weekend. How exciting is that to get to play another playoff match here at home where you've been so dominant?
Yeah, it's great. I've said it's absolutely crucial that you've seen how good we are at home. So like I said, it's going to be a real tough game against them next week, because they're a real dangerous team.
Great, thanks, Coach. Guys.
Thank you, Heather and Lee. It's a big victory tonight. Rowdies just dominant from start to finish.
Yeah, they were, and because of that man right there, Marcel Schaefer, he was our player to watch at the game, and he certainly lived up to that tonight.
Rowdies do get the win and continue on here. And at this point, and I think we got the post-game show coming up next. The Rowdies get a big victory. You're watching Tampa Bay Rowdies soccer on this TV, Tampa Bay.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League may not be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent from the United Soccer League.
Can you feel it? That vibe. It's here on America's best beaches. Feel it in unique mashups of amazing, crazy, and wow. So within every moment, you live amplified. St. Pete Clearwater, solar powered and radiating 1,000,000 megawatts of possibility. Dive in deeper at liveamplified.com.
There's a lot to a name.
Especially when that name is a world leader in healthcare.
We still deliver the same compassion we provided for 90 years.
Plus the excellence you expect from Johns Hopkins.
Together we can conquer the biggest challenges
and offer your child the very best care.
When it comes to kids, choose Johns Hopkins All Children's Hospital.
Well, celebrations here at Al Lang Stadium tonight as the Tampa Bay Rowdies have beaten FC Cincinnati, first round of the USL playoffs. 3-0 tonight. The 3 seed beats the 6 seed. Lee, we'll look at it throughout the night, but good news is the Rowdies will be hosting, and it was an exciting one here tonight.
Yeah, it sure was. This is what it is all about, and you having your team to come together at the right time, and they did put out one of those clinical performances tonight, and I think it is a real statement moving forward. The New York team's going to be tough next week, but let's look at tonight and what happened in this 90 minutes, looking at those highlights from the game here at Al Lang Stadium, and I think we're looking at those highlights, Mike, but yeah, it was a great performance. There we go. Here they are. And it all started with Marcel Schaefer, Georgi Ristov running, putting his legs all in there. And nice little drop pass from Marcel Schaefer with the left foot. Mitch Hildebrandt would love to have that one back, but it doesn't matter. Marcel Schaefer will take it as that one slips underneath him and goes in the backside netting, his first of the playoffs for him. And it was a tough night for Mitch Hildebrandt, and really, this is probably about it. McLaughlin coming through here. He shoots this one. It doesn't get the face of goal as Matt Pickens pulls his hand back, and he knows that one is going wide. And then here's another look at the throw-in from Darnell King. Some sloppy clearing here from FC Cincinnati, and that ball finds its way to Schaefer. We've seen him take it from this distance before, and he's able to rocket that one in with his left foot past a diving Mitch Hildebrandt. Kept that along the ground, his second of the night, 2-0 for the home side. And they really just did keep it coming. There was really nothing, I don't think, that was able to get through, and really until the second half for FC Cincinnati to get something on Matt Pickens. Here's the goal from Georgi Ristov. He has some space off the bar, and it bounces behind the goal line from the bar. Watch right here as we slow that one down, and it lands a good foot behind that line. Hildebrandt doesn't see it. He sees it bounce there and tries to punch it out, but that one in at the back of the goal. The ball spins back out, and Joe Cole puts his arms up, knows it's a goal. Right call on the field, 3-0, that all-important third goal. And there's Matt Pickens diving back into the goal to save one from going in. As you see that one coming down. That is a fantastic save by Matt Pickens to have the clean sheet, Mike.
Yeah, it was absolutely a fantastic save, Lee, because you start to talk about that opportunity out of position, 3-0 with about 10 minutes left. If Cincinnati gets a goal there, now granted, I mean, they didn't create a lot of opportunities beyond that point, but who knows? You get a goal and all of a sudden momentum starts to shift, but Matt Pickens kept it out. Rowdies did a great job defending throughout the night.
Yeah, they did. So many block shots, stopping every opportunity at the top of the 18 box for FC Cincinnati. They just couldn't penetrate because of the solid defending by the Rowdies, which they've done pretty much all season long here at Al Lang Stadium to get another clean sheet on the night.
Yeah, here's a good look at the statistics, and you see the important one up top, goals 3-0. Shots on goal. Look at that, Lee. 8-1, and that was really the story of this one.
Yeah, that really was the dominating factor, and quality shots on goal. There could have been another goal there that Mitch Hildebrandt had to get across on Marcel Schaefer once again in that second half that he made a nice save on. So a good complete performance by the Rowdies moving forward.
More on the post-game show coming up. Rowdies move on. We'll tell you more about that. They'll play New York Red Bulls 2 next round at Al Lang. You're watching Rowdy Soccer on this TV, Tampa Bay.
Some people are blessed. Compassion and empathy are second nature. Being selfless increases their self-worth. They consider caring for others a calling, not a sacrifice. And we consider them our role models. Because if humanity can make the world a better place, imagine what it can do for healthcare.
The new locale at Sundial in St. Petersburg. More than a market. For breakfast, lunch, dinner, eat it here or take it home. Fresh-made sushi, Pan-Asian dishes, mouth-watering burgers, ice-cold beer, specialty drinks, and decadent desserts. Lunch hour or happy hour. Enjoy it here or take it home. More than a market. Come and taste locale at Sundial in St. Petersburg.
If you're going to chase your dreams, remember, they're faster than you think.
Welcome back to Al Lang Stadium. Tampa Bay Rowdies move on to the second round, beating FC Cincinnati 3-0 here at Al Lang Stadium tonight. Mike Pepper, Lee Godfrey on the postgame, and again, Lee, with the postgame here on the brackets here for the playoffs. You wondered here, as the 3 seed, you knew you were going to play the 2-7 winner. you can get a home game, and guess what? It fell right.
Yeah, it did, as you see that right-hand side of the bracket. What a result by New York Red Bulls, too, on the road. So they take out Charleston Batteries, so being the 7th seed, Rowdies being the 3rd, will host that game on the next Saturday night. And the other side of the bracket's all been settled as well, as Louisville will host the Rochester Rhinos, the number 2 seed. So the semifinals are all set, and that's going to be a huge matchup for the Rowdies against the Red Bulls, too.
Absolutely, and you see that there would be a chance should Rochester pull an upset and the Rowdies hold what is. I mean, of course, we don't know. Playoffs, everything's open now. I don't think there are any more upsets, particularly when we watch New York, other than the fact that you're playing at home. But a good look here at the West, too, Lee, because last night the number 1 overall seed, Salt Lake City, lost in penalty kicks. Looks like the number 2 seed, San Antonio, losing at the half right now as well.
And so's Reno, a team that scored so many goals through the season. They're down 1-0 to OKC, so a possibility of 1, 2, and 3 seeds, or the 1, 2, and a 3rd seed going down in the first round would be incredible.
And for Rowdies fans thinking about this, the 1, 2, 3 seeds right there at that point, 4 and 5 also have a better record than the Rowdies do, but if those were to lose to maybe Sacramento, who knows? Anything go on. But right now, we know we had a star from tonight who is standing by with Heather Donnelly. He scored 2 tonight. He's been on fire. Heather Donnelly is with Marcel Schaefer.
Thank you, Mike. Marcel, big game for the Rowdies, big game for you personally with 2 goals. What was working so well for you out there against FC Cincinnati?
Yeah, I think after a long season, we have a good record at home. It was a fortress for us today. The atmosphere was great. The team works really, really hard. And what I say the last days before, this is what we work for. This is special days, and we are so motivated. And this was just one more step. We want more. We had a great performance today, but as I said before, it's just one more step.
This was your first experience in an American-style playoff game. What was it like for you?
Yeah, it's like a cup game in Germany. So everything is possible in one game. So this is a little bit the difference between you play 32 games and after that it's like a KO system, win or die. I think you used to say that in America, but it was a great experience. I have to say that it's really a huge advantage for us to play here in Al Lang Stadium. Great supporters. It's amazing.
All right, thank you, Marcel.
Thank you.
Guys.
Thank you, Heather. And it's Marcel's getting a lot of opportunities to practice that English a little bit more, too.
He certainly is.
Speaks it well, not better than I do sometimes, too. But it was a great game from Marcel here, Lee.
Yeah, it was. When you talk about a leader, he was our one to watch, a star to watch at the beginning of this game. That's what he brings to this team. I remember when he was playing left back at certain points of the season. Well, this is why Stuart Campbell made this change and allowed him to be that more attacking player. He's got a heck of a shot that he's proven so many times, and you give him time and space. He's just such a quality player, a world international player. That's what he brings to the Rowdies.
Well, they'll need him again next week. We'll come back more on the post-game. Rowdies win 3-0. You're watching Tampa Bay Rowdies Soccer on This TV Tampa Bay.
At Tropical Smoothie Cafe, we want you to eat better and feel better with smoothies made from better-for-you ingredients and food crafted with the bold flavors you love, like our Chipotle Chicken Club flatbread with grilled chicken, bacon, pepper jack, and chipotle mayo, or our Island Green Smoothie with fresh kale and spinach, banana, mango, and pineapple. Life's too good to settle for anything less. Chipotle Chicken Club and Island Green Smoothie at Tropical Smoothie Cafe. Eat better, feel better.
Florida Print Solutions is St. Petersburg's leader for the best quality, service, marketing, and printing solutions for your business, always with free pickup and delivery. At Florida Print Solutions, we stand for our community. Superior product quality, effective business solutions, and of course, we stand for printing. Make your next call to Florida Print Solutions and take your business image to the next level. Florida Print Solutions is an official sponsor of the Tampa Bay Rowdies.
Team, let's go, let's go. Come on. Shortcuts on 3. 1, 2, 3, shortcuts!
How can you be more?
We're on the road
showing real people the stain-fighting power of OxyClean.
Stains on t-shirt, I see it coming out pretty quickly.
The stain is gone.
That's a huge difference. You could see how it was really disgusting and how white it is now.
Looks like the stain is coming out. The OxyClean started to lift it up. I'm pretty impressed.
OxyClean, America's #1 versatile stain remover. Now get the power of OxyClean in a detergent. One cap beats 4 of theirs. OxyClean gets the tough stain.
And welcome back here to Al Lang, where the Rowdies knock off FC Cincinnati 3-0. They will move on to the next round, and they will play the New York Red Bulls too. We know that, and we believe, and it will probably be right here, Saturday, October 28th, Al Lang Stadium. We've kicked off at 7:30 all year. The league will have us there at 7 o'clock. This TV, Tampa Bay, and the Rowdies will play the New York Red Bulls too. And tonight, outstanding defensive performance, and let's check in with Heather Donnelly, who's with one of the keys to that defense, and Matt Pickens.
Thanks, Mike. Matt, you get a clean sheet at home in the playoffs. It doesn't get much better than that, does it?
No, it doesn't. The guys played absolutely one of the most professional games as a Rowdy since I've been here, you know. So it was, I mean, these guys played amazing. Great first half. Marcel took over as he showed before. Guys in front of me, Neil Collins played absolutely amazing game tonight. So he's another guy that I'm really proud to see him, you know, get this opportunity and do well with it. You know, these guys, I haven't been able to play in playoff games before. They came through with flying colors. You know, they're experienced guys too, you know, and you know, that just showed tonight.
Yeah, well, I mean, what can you say about your back four all season long and how much support they've given you to keep racking up these clean sheets?
Yeah, you know, it didn't just happen tonight. You know, we've been kind of steady building this thing into the playoffs. So, you know, we're just going to try to ride this best we can and just keep popping out clean sheets and home wins, and hopefully we'll see ourselves winning a championship. You know, that's the ultimate goal, but few games before that. So, yeah, so now we're going to switch really quick and start preparing for New York. So.
Yeah, you have experience in this playoff format, whereas some of your teammates, especially the guys from overseas, don't necessarily have this one-and-done experience. How much does it help you just knowing what to expect?
Yeah, I mean, I've been there, done that, so, you know, for me, I'm calm. I'm not very anxious, you know, and, you know, just try to take it one step at a time, one half at a time, work on just building into the game, you know, and just knowing when the right moments to push the game a little bit. The guys did that phenomenally tonight. So, you know, like I said, it wasn't like these guys, you know, they're experienced players, so you know they haven't, you know, been in a playoff situation before. They know what to do in big games, and it showed tonight.
Thank you, Matt. Guys.
Thanks, Heather. And you heard Matt talk about the defense. I mean, what a performance, professional. And we were talking about that here in the second half. I think there was that one mistake there with McLaughlin, got that opportunity in the first half. Other than that, they were phenomenal. And Matt, big when he needed to be.
Yeah, he was, and to be honest, he didn't have that much to do, and he's the type of player that has that experience like you see there to be able to come off your line, and he did there. And here's the save that he made to just keep that clean sheet going. Fantastic finger save to go over top of that, but it was the rest of the work that the back line did for the whole night to be able to not get shots that, you know, making Matt Pickens make those saves. There were so many shots blocked. He gave credit to Neil Collins tonight on a fantastic game of clearing a lot of those opportunities. He'll go forward too and be an offensive threat too. So an all around great performance for the Rowdies. They can really build on this.
Absolutely. I thought Collins outstanding, as was Gorski, King, and Portillo's. All four of them did a great job. Rowdies get a win 3-0. We'll come back to wrap it up and let you know about the New York Red Bulls, who the Rowdies will face in the next round. They win tonight. You're watching Tampa Bay Rowdies soccer on this TV, Tampa Bay.
We got the sun. We got today. We got the sun. Jumping, got it right through the night, got it dialed in. It's just you and me in a perfect day.
Sundial, the place to shop and dine in downtown St. Petersburg. locale at Sundial in St. Petersburg. More than a market. For breakfast, lunch, dinner, eat it here or take it home. Fresh-made sushi, Pan-Asian dishes, mouth-watering burgers, ice-cold beer, specialty drinks, and decadent desserts. Lunch hour or happy hour. Enjoy it here or take it home. More than a market. Come and taste locale at Sundial in St. Petersburg.
If you're going to chase your dreams, remember, they're faster than you think.
See Darnell King signing some autographs. Gonna see, maybe we might be able to get a chance to hear from him as well. Mike Pepper, Lee Godfrey here as we wrap up this victory, Lee. It was a great result here for the Rowdies. Defensively, outstanding. Marcel Schaefer, fantastic up top, or at least in the midfield as well.
Yeah, he was. And, you know, complete performance by that team tonight. And this guy as well did a good job defending and getting forward as well.
There's Heather with Darnell King.
Thank you, Mike. Darnell, a clean sheet for you guys here tonight at home. I just spoke with Matt Pickens. He had nothing but great things to say about the performance of the back line. What was working so well between the four of you tonight back there?
It's our communication. We got some strong leaders on the back line, and starting from Maddie to Neil to everybody back there, we all have each other's back. You know, if one messes up, the other one's there to cover up for us. So, yeah, we just got each other's back, and that's what happens. You get a shutout when you cover your brother. So,
you're now 8 games unbeaten. You'll need to be 11 games unbeaten if you want to win this championship. What's it going to take to get there and lift that cup at the end of the season?
Just staying positive, you know, doing the same things we've been doing week in, week out. Yeah, just staying together as a team and doing what we work on every week. It's just going to pull us through to the finals. And then obviously our fans, we got another game here next week. They're going to pull us through too. So everybody come out and support us if you're watching, obviously. So.
Yeah, how much does that atmosphere help you? The fans tonight were so loud, so supportive of you guys. What does that mean out on the field for you?
Oh, it's huge. You know, even when we scored the first 2 goals, it got louder and louder, and it just pushes us the whole 90. You know, even when we're tired, you hear them screaming for us, and it's just like, we do this for our city. You know, we do this for everybody here. So, yeah, it's awesome having them here. Like I always say, it's our 12th man, and they're here for us. So.
Thanks, Darnell. Nice job tonight, guys.
Yeah, you heard Darnell. Don't wait. Go get your tickets now. Of course, if you're not in town or whatever, you can watch us right where you're watching this here, this TV. But 12 wins now, Lee. 11 of them by shutouts, and that's a big part of why you want to play at home, and that's going to be the chance here.
Yeah, and you look at that bracket, 4-0 New York Red Bulls 2. They can score goals, and this time they played better defensively. They're going to come here trying to do the same thing that they did a couple of weeks ago. They got 2 that night. So defensively, the Rowdies are going to have to be fantastic once again. It's a young, fast team that they're going to have to deal with. It's going to be a great matchup.
The Rowdies will want to ensure to the league one thing: there will be a new champion. Right now, you got to knock off New York Red Bulls. You got a chance to do that. You can catch the action right here. Our coverage starts at 7 p.m. next week, Al Lang Stadium, and that is the key and goal for it. And for Heather Donnelly, who worked hard, Lee Godfrey, Mike Pepper, we'll see you next week. Enjoy the match in 5.
set vibe. It's here on America's best beaches. Feel it in unique mashups of amazing, crazy, and wow. So within every moment, you live amplified. St. Pete Clearwater, solar powered and radiating 1,000,000 megawatts of possibility. Dive in deeper at liveamplified.com.
Some people are blessed. Compassion and empathy are second nature. Being selfless increases their self-worth. They consider caring for others a calling, not a sacrifice. And we consider them our role models. Because if humanity can make the world a better place, imagine what it can do for healthcare.
If you're going to chase your dreams, remember, they're faster than you think.